Hello everyone. It's Tuesday, so that means we're streaming. I'm Only Black Mage, and today we are continuing 13 Sentinels Aegis Ring. Make sure everything sounds and looks good. Alright. So I did some maintenance of the computer, ran some updates. You know, I'm hoping we don't have any crashing issues. We had crashing issues the last 2 sessions, but we didn't have crashing issue the first few sessions. So it leads me to believe that the problem is on my end. Can't promise a smooth ride, but we're gonna keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. How's it going, Big Nip? Shadow? Danielle, Renee, Mauricio, Montiel, Perez. Got all the surnames there. Umbra, Jax. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a great evening. Shadow's catching that Char's counterattack. You're right. We've been doing all the Gundams. We're gonna keep doing those. Speaking of depressing things, my gosh. Char's counterattack. Such a downer of a movie. I can't not watch that movie and feel sad. It's such a downer. Ah, lost an auction for this game? Ah, well, keep up the fight. Watch test, how's it going today? We're gonna lead off with a battle. I think it's good to begin and end with a battle. We have a lot of our guys down. Oh, this crap. Damn, so God, I can't be on the strike team. Okay, so somebody told me that if I just play a different fight and let him refresh, you don't have to do that fight in a row, you can just redo another fight. Which was this one? Was this the one where there were tons of...
Ready? We have to fight. Understood. Let's roll.
Patch day and raid night? Alright. Good luck. May the drops be with you.
Okay, got it.
Alright, so if Nenji needs to be over there, I don't think I should have her on there because I think she syncs with him, so I'm gonna go over here. We're just gonna quickly do this battle.
Here goes.
No upgrades needed. Trying to remember which one this was.
Multiple Dymo signatures.
That's what.
Yep.
There's this is my card.
I don't know how long we can.
Because then Nenji will be refreshed.
Back me up. What's the plan? I don't think so.
Gonna be okay. Definitely.
Your turn.
We're gonna throw all the abilities out there.
Gotta keep my spirits up.
Because this one I recall you had to just spam AoEs. I mean, that's been our strategy anyway. Let's be real.
How's that? Gonna be okay. Definitely.
By the way, people,
How's that?
this is something that I like to do. I like to do it anyway, since I'm not working in a traditional work environment. I can't do it as much as I used to, but
Need help.
I love talking the game industry. Whenever I hear game industry news,
Let's do it.
No
How's
room for
that?
hesitation. Good. They're targeting this.
Gotta keep it together.
and one thing that's been in the news recently
Give up.
is all the people trying to rally on behalf of the people who, what is it, Big House Melee? Because if you're... Is anyone here aware of that? Not gonna shield all the shoot? Nah, we're not gonna let him get close enough. Although, I probably should at least shield my melee guys.
Don't waste any chances. How's the Sentinel? Here goes.
We're gonna try to keep this a long-range battle.
Clean 'em up.
What now? What now? Better put on a show for Yuki-chan. Shield them. Thanks. What can I do?
We're
What
gonna wait.
now? They're going for me. Don't gotta think. What's the plan?
Where are you facing? Okay, you're facing this way. The arrow's pretty clear there. There we go.
Move. How was that?
Caught you looking.
How many left?
Let's do this.
The database has been updated. I guess we have number 16 to thank for that.
Those little buggy bastards are even faster now.
If we
Gideon
let
are
any
very
of them
aware of the
through,
whole
they'll swarm
Smash
the
and
terminal
Splatoon
in
situation.
seconds.
Classic Nintendo. So here's the thing that may surprise you.
Even that G-Molar?
I think Nintendo's in the right. And they're dealing with a bunch of very petulant people. Because here's how it's going. If you're not aware of the situation, here's how it happened,
Not just
factually.
offense. Some kind of new alloy's been
So they couldn't do an
integrated into the
in-game
defensive
tournament.
shell.
Big House, by the way, if you're not familiar, is the second largest Smash, pretty much official tournament, where it's recognized by Nintendo. It's not your local college campus one that people say is official, but it's really not. It's the one where you actually get ranked. There's a pool, not a very large one, but whatever. It's for Melee. So, things being as they are, they can't obviously meet in person. So, what they did is they tried using a modded version of Melee that would run a certain netcode. You know, and it's out there, it's been out there, it's free. However, they were told by Nintendo, hey, you can't use that unsanctioned mod in a officially recognized tournament. And Big House said, you know, I don't know what they said, but obviously they refused to comply and went ahead with it anyway. Nintendo hit them with a cease and desist, because the important thing to note here, no matter what goes on, is that there were discussions before this. Some people are trying to paint the narrative where there was no discussion, there was no cease and desist. Nintendo came in like very big mean bullies and kicked over their sandcastle, and that's not what happened. They didn't pee in their cereal. Nintendo approached the organizers, and this is actually written on a legal file during the cease and desist order. I'm not making this up. This is actually part of the cease and desist order, where it says, on this day, on this time, we reached out to you. This was your response. This is what we told you. You said screw off, and we shut down your little party. And then you're turning around and trying to cry foul when A, you didn't have a precedent, B, you didn't have a legal precedent, C, you didn't negotiate when we asked you to politely. You didn't, and then, you know, because they didn't comply, Big House turned around and now trying to say they're trying to make an emotional plea, because that's the only plea they can go with. They aren't technically right, they aren't legally right, but never mind that. You should feel bad for the fighters. You should feel bad for the people. And you're thinking, wow, how big is Big House? Big House is, if you go by the 2019 numbers, even though they've been steadily growing a few hundred every year, is currently about 1,500 people, and it's in Michigan. So if those poor 1,000 and change people who play Smash Melee in Michigan, they're having a bad time, and they're making a big stink out of it. And then they have the audacity, because remember what I said yesterday, I hate stupid hashtag movements. They're saying hashtag free Melee, like Melee's under some sort of bondage. It's not. They did something wrong. They were told, you're doing something wrong that we don't approve of. Don't do it. If you want to still pretend to be like officially sanctioned, they could have done their own side tournament. They didn't have to declare it was Big House sponsored by Nintendo. They could have done something on their own, but they didn't. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And then because they got their cake taken away, then they're crying. So you got to hear both sides of that argument. And then some people are you know, of course going, oh, Nintendo's so bad, they're being a very big bad mean company kicking out a little guy, they should feel sorry for them, they could just hand wave it away. But that's short-sighted. Because if Nintendo gives a legal precedent and allows an unsanctioned mod in an official tournament, you give legal precedent now in the future, opening a can of worms, so now there's no telling how far you can go in terms of having illegal mods on any sort of hardware or software for your officially sanctioned tournaments. But they don't want people, people don't want to look at it like that. They want to be like, we want our thing right now. You don't understand the can of worms that you're trying to open up. So it's okay to hack? It's okay to hack in an unsanctioned tournament? Well, that's not what I said. No, that is what you said. You said it's okay to illegally modify things not per the official sanctioned rules of what was originally precedented. That's okay. That's what you said. So where's the limit? Oh, is it okay to have a mod controller then? Well, according to your precedent, it is. You're not thinking far ahead. People are saying Nintendo's being short-sighted. They're not being short-sighted. You don't understand the can of worms you're asking for. They don't realize what they're asking for. You're losing integrity if you ask for this. And people are like, what's the big deal? People are just using us to play Melee over the internet. That's where it starts. That's where it starts. That would be like somebody, and this would be like if somebody was like, I put out, let's say I put out a recap video. I understand how it is to have somebody appropriate it. I put out a video, and some person in China is like, hey, I want to put this on Bilibili because we can't run this on YouTube in China. And I'm like, I don't authorize you to repost it. I'm like, okay, well, I don't care about your opinion. I'm just going to take it. There's nothing you do because this is in China's servers. What are you going to do? Have legal precedent? Whatever, F you. And so they take my video, voice over it, reappropriate my IP, and put it over there because it makes a bunch of people over there in China happy. That's the precedent you're asking for. And it's not cool. It's not cool to think you're entitled to someone else's product and IP to do what you want to make you and an incredibly small micro percentage of gamers happy. The Smash community is not as big as they want you to think it is. Like I said, Big House is only about 1,000 and change people. It's not huge. It doesn't represent the millions and millions of people who play video games. But they want to act like they do. And I have to disagree with you, Shadows. Nintendo should not embrace unsanctioned activity like this. And they went to... I could only assume some compromise attempted to happen. But Big House didn't want to do it their way. Basic House ignored them and tried to go on with it anyway. And you can't do that. And then you have the Splatoon people who think that... again, like I said, what should be the red flag to you is that they're going with an emotional plea. They're not claiming any right in this. They don't have any, like I said, they don't have any technical or legal right, and they know it. So they're trying to only go on an emotional plea. Please feel sorry for us. It would be good PR. No, that's not how that works. So that's why it's like they aren't right. They made the wrong choice. They got slapped down for it, and now they're crying foul. That's the problem I have with Big House and why I do not feel sorry for them. And then when you have the Splatoon guys who are like, we're going to make a stand. This isn't like Free Hong Kong, where it's actually people dying on the streets for something they believe in, for something real. This isn't Free Hong Kong. Free Melee is not that big of a deal. It's a bunch of people who cried that they couldn't use an illegal mod on Melee. Let's be real, that is the lowest stakes. Hey OG Gino, digging your live streams, thank you. You get a free discussion/rant on every time you check in. You never know what you're going to get. It's a box of chocolates. So, Splatoon guys, they forfeited because, they thought they were going to stick it to Nintendo with forfeiting on Splatoon. What are you standing up for? You thought that was going to make a movement? Because let me tell you something, the road to hell is always paved with good intentions. Oh, if we feel sorry for these people, they're not going to abuse our trust and do something crazy with it later. Why do people always think that when there's an emotional plea, there's always a good guy, there's always a bad guy? This is the same sort of nonsense emotional plea that Epic versus Apple is going through right now, where Epic's trying to pretend it's about the people and the players in the game, when at the end of the day, it's about money. But they're trying to go with that emotional plea because they know people aren't going to relate to like a multi-billion-dollar company going against a multi-trillion-dollar company. They know most people aren't going to empathize with that, so they try to play it like, oh, we care about the little guy. And people who buy that, the free soldiers that line up, it's like, yeah, we're going to fight for Melee. Yeah, we're going to fight for Fortnite. Yeah, we're going to fight for Splatoon. You don't even know. You are drinking, like, please, let me tell you, which flavor of Kool-Aid did you choose when you lined up for that line? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. So when they're going around, they're trying to make social media movements and useless hashtag arguments. I just want to, quietly say and remind them, hey, every single internet debate is always going to end the same way. It's going to gain press for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks if it's a slow news week, but it's Christmas in 3 weeks, so they're going to be forgotten. After Christmas, people are going to forget about them. This argument will go on. Over time, this entire discussion is going to be dead and forgotten in about 3 weeks' time. And anybody who's trying to fight on that battlefield will die a lonely, forgotten death in a battle that never mattered. Because it's not like some people, if they just wanted to have an unofficial tournament, they could have done that. If Big House really wanted to appeal to the good guys, they would have done an unofficial tournament on their own, not sanctioned by Nintendo, use the version they wanted to use, get crowdfunding and sources and other sponsors for a prize pool, and do it themselves, and that would get them goodwill. They chose not to do that. They wanted to bite the hand that fed them. Because Big House had options, and they chose not to do that. They chose to fight Nintendo on a social battle that they don't even care about. It's so dumb. And like, people are acting like Nintendo doesn't own Smash and literally can do whatever they want. Nintendo can take the source code for Smash and just burn it, and it's their right to. You may not like it, but it's their right to. Just like me, I can just stop doing recap tomorrow. Just literally forget it, don't do anything. I can go do something else with my life and just post a video saying, I'm done making these videos. All you guys suck. I hate the Warren fan bases. I hate people who say I talk too fast because they think too slow and they're dumb. And you know what? It's my right. And people feeling entitled to tell other people what to do with their property, those people are wrong. Here's some free pro tip advice. Anybody who tells you what to think is just send a red flag. There's nothing wrong with people trying to educate you, give facts, or even give their position of an argument, which may or may not be very colored and selective with their arguments. But you should never subscribe to somebody who's trying to tell you what to think. You should fear this person. You should hate this person. You should feel sorry for this person. You should love this person. No. You should be like, this person is great. This person is funny. And then I get the option of either agreeing with you or disagreeing with you. Man. But that's okay. People are fighting a very dumb battle. So thank you so much for tuning into the stream. Appreciate you guys for listening to my rant. Boo, if it did, at least you went out with a high note with the Nier video. Hey, that's the silver lining, right? But yeah. But thanks, Gino. Hey, Nerdy John, how's it going? Yeah. Hey, JQ. Hopefully that rant didn't deter too many people. But that is what I believe in. I'm not some sucker who just thinks it's always good guy versus bad guy. It is almost never good guy versus bad guy. There's usually gray area. And you really just want to... You just can't think in black and white terms like that. That's so stupid and short-sighted.
I need to think. Gotta keep my spirits up. Out with you. Get it.
That's why I think it's always better to introduce discussion. Introduce discussion, give people options. Stop telling people what to think and what to feel.
What now?
And that is why Big House is actually making the big mistake here. They may sucker a few people, but they're not going to sucker everybody. And they are absolutely burning the bridge. Whatever thought they had, Big House may as well call it, because they have officially burned a bridge that they cannot rebuild. They just made a very stupid move.
Got that one.
Don't waste any chances.
That's like when people walked up to me, and this is incredibly rare,
Come on.
but there have been some people that have the gall to
Good.
privately message me and say, hey, I've been asking you to do this type of game for so many months. If you don't do it, I'm unsubscribing. And I'm thinking, okay, bye. Like, what on earth makes you think that I in any way and beholden to do whatever you think because it's your favorite game. Like, you somehow own my channel or own me. Like, what on earth? The entitlement some people have, that is so deadly. That's why I feel very strongly about this issue, because I too have encountered incredibly entitled people with stuff that they have no right to talk about. James, thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate that. More RAM, please? Oh, baby. We're not even getting started. This is me on a normal day. Shadows can talk about this. I would just walk into, like, I would just clock in at work and immediately start talking about anything. Just immediately. And I'm not even angry. This is just how I talk. It always just sounds very intense. But yeah. I'm not gonna say, you know, screw Big House, hope they burn in hell. No, I'm just pointing out that they took a very bad route, and they made a very poor choice. They made the most short-sighted choice.
Your turn.
And they sunk any future options for all those people that call themselves quote-unquote professionals. Because if Big House was serious, if they really want to play dirty, if they really want empathy, I want everybody who's running around supporting Big House to say, okay, well, before you run around and support Big House on perpetuating your Smash Melee event, I want you to go and talk to Big House about what they did for reparations and addressing and wiping off the issues of all of the sexual assault and rape charges they had at every single one of their conferences over the past 5 years. Because there is so much scandalous stuff that happens at those places that Big House conveniently sweeps under the rug to have a positive PR. But there's so many people come out with that, and Big House pretends nothing's wrong. So let's just ask, okay, cool, if we're bringing up actionable content, then what have you been doing besides trying to rush and ignore all that? Please, by all means, tell me. Acting like they're, you know, freaking white knights. Good lord, get over yourself. They're like, oh no, don't look at that. Don't look at all the rape charges we have on us. Don't look at that. Feel sorry for us that we can't play our video game in Michigan. No offense to anybody here in Michigan.
How's the Sentinel? Don't waste any chance. How's the Sentinel? Don't let up. What's the plan? How's the
I need you to land right there. Perfect. Because I'm going to jump right in the middle of you.
Come on. Good. What now?
Oh, another thing I want to talk about too is I have to pause because this is a time battle. I can't do it in the middle of it. Is all the big name YouTubers that are coming out, especially the people that were formerly sponsored by Nintendo. And that's a different discussion. If you want to talk about the people that were formerly on Nintendo. By the way, hi Guy Ogre, how's it going? Hey Average Viewer. If you want to talk about those, wow. They were turncoats to begin with during the battles of the draconian times when Nintendo really was really mean on people on YouTube. Back about 3, 4, 5 years ago. Back when they used to just, you know, have to whitelist people unless you diverted your channel to a Nintendo channel. There were so many YouTubers that said, screw you, I'm going to serve the great overlord Nintendo, and so they became whitewash channels. There's so many channels that are still like that until they finally ended that ambassador program. They were literally dogs. And they were just sponsored dogs who tried to pretend they were one of like oh, we're just a regular small gamer. They're making millions. And they want to pretend that like, oh, these rich people, blah blah. Motherfucker, you make like 80K a month on subs. Don't act like you're not a rich person too. And this is not like a poor versus, I'm not making a class warfare. I'm just saying that person calling the kettle black and they're not being called out for it. That bothers me so much. All these high profile YouTubers that if you just go to any of those aggregate wealth sites and just type in their channel, it kind of gives you a rough ballpark of what they make. They make a stupid amount. They make more in a month than you or I make in a year. And they're acting like, oh, poor us, you know, right? Us normal gamers. It's like, come on, man. Stop trying to say it like that. Stop trying to drag like these identity politics, these class warfare, this crap into something that we're just arguing about. Oh, you didn't let me play a video game. That's fundamentally what this issue is about. You're not letting me play a 25-year-old video game. Oh my god, if that's the worst thing that happens in your day, you're having a pretty damn good day. think the problem is Nintendo Japan. You're probably right, but there's no way to say. But at the end of the day, there is no fault with it. If anything, that's even more of it. Nintendo Big House should have realized that if they wanted to talk to their official sponsorships, when they were at the negotiating tables, when Nintendo came to them, Nintendo could have just squashed them. They didn't. Nintendo went to them to talk. Big House doesn't point that out. But Big House went, like, they got... I love his extended bit social experiment Donkey's on. Oh yeah, me too. I actually watched that recently because I saw his verse video. And I'm like, that is 100% exactly how the internet is right now, between the content creator versus influencer lifestyle. That is exactly what it's like. Jesus. It's hard. It's hard to compete with like 4 videos a month when there's people putting out 1 or 2 videos a day, getting out 30, 60 videos in a month. It's ridiculous. And it's just cheap garbage content, but it just proves that cheap consumable cheeseburgers that are mass produced are just what people want to eat when they're bored and they just want to fill time. People just want to be distracted. But back to the original thing. Big House made whoever negotiated on behalf of Big House, which is probably the same idiot who wants to cover up all their stupid controversies. Those people clearly went, when Nintendo people came over there and said, these are the reasons why you cannot do this. Please remove this or change the way you're doing things. And Big House is like, eat a dick. And then when Nintendo's like, cool, that's our game, thank you, pluck. And your official sponsorship, pluck. And the guys going on social media, oh, Nintendo's trying to shut us down, hashtag free Melee, they're beating up on the little guys, they're not letting people in this COVID-19 situation feel better about it, we bring the joys and smiles to thousands of people out of the state of Michigan, and we are one of the biggest forefronts in the competitive community, this is an insult, this is an outrage, they have no right, and they are, oh my god, they are literally a kid throwing a tantrum that they cannot have their toy. They had their toy taken away from them, and they are throwing a hissy fit. Grown-ass people. Embarrassing. But yeah, like Nintendo, and people try to use that. Nintendo is known for its draconian policy. That is true. They are very protective of their IPs. They have 100% done very scathing and ruthless maneuvers in the past. They have been bullies. They've been mafia lords, basically. Especially in the early 90s. Nintendo was not very friendly. However... that doesn't change the fact that in this specific incident, Nintendo was correct. Doesn't matter what they've done in the past. Doesn't matter any of that stuff. In this instance, Nintendo was correct and Big House is wrong. Because Big House made a mistake, then they made a bigger mistake, and they're turning around and acting like they didn't do anything wrong, and Nintendo's the one who did everything bad. And you could be like, oh, Nintendo, it's your own fault for not making this game from 20 years ago, have netcode. I mean, you could, yeah, sure, you could say that, but you could say that about a lot of things. Okay? They're not worried about making an old-ass game that you care about, netcode, backwards compliant. Oh, but this other company did? Like, oh, look at what they did over there with, like, Capcom and SNK. They did that. Cool, good for them. Good on them. But we're working on making the next DLC characters for Smash Bros. Ultimate, the current game that we're working on. So sorry we can't, center our entire effort as studios around what you care about. 1,000 people in Michigan. And I don't want to dismiss it either just by saying, it doesn't matter. People are just going to buy the next Smash Bros. Anyway, which is true. But that's not the dismissive way you want to end this. The fact of the matter is, in this specific argument, it is almost pretty much no room for debate. Big House started a fight, failed in that fight, got egg on their face, and is trying to now have an emotional, social battle in a fight that they know they won't win, but they're trying to spit in the oatmeal. An oatmeal that, ironically, nobody cares about. Because like I said, in 3 weeks, this entire discussion is going to be forgotten about. Isn't the problem because Big House was charging money to view the event? If that's true, Edgar, then more shame on Big House. Because not only were they trying to have their cake and eat it too, they were trying to charge other people for watching them eat that cake. Shame on Big House, greedy fucks. Good lord. Sorry, don't demonetize me, YouTube, for saying F. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway. That's actually a very short discussion. I can't believe we only spent 20 minutes on that. Normally mine go for about 40 minutes. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about earlier today when I was trying to clean up stuff. I just need to move him out. Right here.
Number 13. Stay calm. Moving out. I can do this. Are we winning? Try this. Bing that sucker.
Okay, what's the plan? Get wrecked! Nice! You picked a fight with the wrong girl!
I need to think. Number 14.
Whoever runs Big House, they are clearly green deck users because they believe might makes right. They believe they can get enough angry people yelling and an emotional fervor, regardless, as long as they're not thinking about what they're doing. They can win by virtue of social media pressure. What their miscalculation is that Nintendo doesn't bow to social media pressure because they're, quite frankly, too damn rich. It's ironically a defensive mechanism as much as it's an offensive mechanism. People underestimate grossly how much Nintendo makes. Nintendo makes so much that they don't have to make a game for the next 10 years and they will still make more money than both Xbox and PlayStation combined. Don't take my word for it. Look at the financials over the past decade. It is staggering how much money they make. And not just on games, but through licensing and merchandising. Because if you sell like, you know, a t-shirt and you slap Master Chief on there, or Steve from Minecraft, you'll sell a lot of t-shirts. If you slap, I don't know, Sackboy or Nathan Drake or Kratos on a t-shirt, you'll sell less t-shirts, because let's be frank, they're not the most marketable, unless to a very specific audience. But you slap a Pikachu or a Mario on a t-shirt, you sell millions. It is so ridiculous how much money they make. And that's the reason why they are both above this situation, and yet they're still choosing to engage with it, and they're still proving the point that they're correct, which is very interesting. James C. This is a visual novel with RTS segments, and there is pulling from almost every single anime and time travel and sci-fi subplot going on here at once. It's pretty cool. Wow, those anti-ground rockets did work. Totally worth it.
Gotta think. That's it. That hit. No room for hesitation. Here goes. That work? Target destroyed.
Gotta do something.
Oh, is nobody working on this? Okay, no, we got bits on them. It's fine. Oh, back attack. I'll take that.
Hit!
Yeah, I think it's gonna die in 3 seconds.
My turn now.
Alright, you're about dead. We'll just
Man, we've got it.
move.
Number 1, moving out.
I need to think. I can take them all. Attack landed.
Can't mess this up. Got it.
Let's go, Sentinel. Just watch. How's that?
Yes.
Termination of enemy signals confirmed. Aegis activated.
Running it unofficial means less sponsors, aka less money. Hey, you're absolutely right. But if they were really running such a moral argument, that's the way they would have done it. So by them not doing it, they just prove that they were trying to get the money,
Needs to check this.
and also, you know, believe that the rules don't apply to them. Another reason why Big House is in the wrong.
Did you do all this data
Because if this really was for the sake of,
Do I sound like I understand
oh, we
all
want to
this
bring
negative
smiles to
talk?
so many people,
Just
you know, we
relaying
want
the
to have this tournament, blah blah blah, then you should have had the whole damn thing for free, since you're doing such a humanitarian, you know, such a sweeping, generous charity movement. Or even actually, yeah, just run a charity event. Just be like, hey, you know what, we're gonna do the Smash Brothers tournament for free, and we're gonna get a big prize pool. Some of it is gonna go to this pool, but almost all of it's gonna go to charity. If you were so big-hearted, you would have done that, but you weren't.
No more enemies.
You didn't want to do that because that's not where the money was. Like, the more you examine the situation, the more it just really becomes painfully obvious that just Big House is just so full of crap. And the problem is they don't want you thinking about it. They don't want you thinking about it. They want you to act emotionally, not with your head. They want you to act with your heart. Don't you love Melee? Doesn't it bother you that these big evil corporations are trying to... Again, anybody who tries to act like a corporation, quote unquote, is an individual person who's a big bully and a mean person who's going to pee in your cereal, then you really need to re-examine things. You really need to stop and think about the message that's being delivered. This person is trying to make you get emotionally stirred up so that you are not thinking, you're acting on this raw emotion and instinct, which means you're going to make a very poor choice. And anybody who's trying to incite a mob like that, you need to be wary of. Please. Think for yourself. Just, whatever your decision is, think for yourself. Please. That is what Ludwig is doing. Ludwig is one of those, you know, no offense throwing shade on him, but he is one of those people that I do feel is an influencer who feels he's more important than he actually is. And if he's supporting Big House and trying to stir up a mob, I don't know. But if he is, then man, boy, he is... Actually, wasn't Ludwig... Didn't he used to be an ambassador, and then he got kicked, and he got mad and salty about it? That might be it. Hold on, I'm doing some quick quote-unquote research, aka Google search. Because I think they kicked him from being a Nintendo ambassador. And he got mad about that. Now, people are reporting this all over the place. I also have to remind anybody that whenever information comes from quote-unquote anonymous insiders, you need to take that with a grain of salt, because any journalist can just say, an anonymous insider gave me this tip. Are you going to validate your sources? I can't reveal my sources. Come on, journalistic integrity. They can just be making that stuff up. I keep finding Ludwig, and then I put Nintendo, and I just keep getting Ludwig von Koopa. What if I do Ludwig anti-Nintendo? And then, I don't know, YouTuber. Is he a YouTuber or is he a Twitch streamer, or is he both? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, okay, that explains it. Interesting. Yeah, Ludwig seems to have a very long history of being anti-Nintendo. I could have sworn in the past he was a former Nintendo ambassador and they booted him and he got salty about it. I could just be confusing him with someone else. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, that is what Ludwig is doing, not inciting a mob, holding a charity tournament? Oh, good, okay. In that case, good for him.
I got this.
That's a good move to do. If that is what Ludwig is actually doing, then good on him. Oh, you said that when you said Big House should have just done a charity thing? Oh, sorry. You have to remember there's a 30-second delay between when I say something and you guys receive it and send it back. There's a delay. So, you know, nobody can stream snipe me while I play 13 Sentinels. Alright, so we need a modified G-Molar. I wonder... So everybody with ground rockets needs to be in on this. Does Takatoshi have anti-ground rockets? He doesn't? Breaking my heart. I agree, internet is so easy to sometimes to manipulate. Yeah. A lot of people on the internet are very easy to manipulate emotionally. Like, I could create a very anti-whatever thing by showing, like, an animal, like a puppy or something like that, and it's sad, and there's, like, a big guy with, I don't know, some mustachio-twirling villain right above it, and it would incite people to think that, oh my god, that guy's gonna kill that puppy, I need to stop this, this is a travesty, this is where the country is gone, blah blah blah.
I'm ready. Fine.
Actually, he needs XP. Almost everybody's double digits now.
No problem.
Actually. Oops. I want to get missile rain. I really feel like missile rain's gonna be worth it. They're going to tell me on this one, right? Yeah. Oh, that's right. Does he have anything armor piercing? Oh, he does have anti-hunter missiles. Interesting. Okay, let's roll with this. This crew looks good. Okay, Streamlabs just did the thing again, where it looked kind of weird for a second. It didn't interrupt anything, did it? I don't know why it's doing that. Darn it. What's going on?
Hey, Amiguchi. Kind of brings back some memories, huh? It's like our brawl on the big bridge.
But yeah, it's like the left... What is it? Left side is more logical and rational, and right side is more emotional, or vice versa. One of those things where you lean more left versus right, or something. I don't know.
That was after we knocked 20 of those chumps on their asses. Got the same kind of feeling seeing these clowns.
Be careful, missile rain will cause the frame rate to chug. So be it.
Are you two done trying to prove how badass you were in middle school? Give me a break.
This coming from the leader of the Suzu High Girls?
This game is getting overshadowed at the Game Awards by The Last of Us 2, and it's making me mad. Game Awards is this Thursday.
The hell did you say? Hey, asshole. Get back here!
I think I told you, Gideon, that I really, here's what I want. This would bring me the most joy. This is my scheme. I want The Last of Us 2 to win all the awards it's been nominated for, but not win Game of the Year. I want something like Animal Crossing to win Game of the Year. I actually really want Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's my vote. I genuinely think that's the best game of this year. But I want to win every single award it was nominated for except Game of the Year, because it upsets both sides of the irrational division with that. Because the people that hate that game will hate that it won so many awards at all, and the people that love that game will hate the fact that it won so many awards but yet somehow didn't win Game of the Year. So that way neither side is happy. Hades was really good. I believe that, James. I have not gotten to Hades yet. See, the two games that I want to play after this is Ghost of Tsushima and Hades, because both those also got nominated for Game of the Year. And people are saying Hades is like almost a not flawless game, but pretty damn close. And I'm like, really? I am intrigued. But yeah, my vote is actually for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think that's the best game of this year that I've played. And with the exception of Hades, Animal Crossing, and Ghost of Tsushima, I've played all the other games. Don't let it go to Among Us.
Always think ahead. How's this?
I hate it when people think something that's popular means it's the best. Like that's somehow, I don't know. Does anybody have shield? Nobody has shield. I don't have shield on anybody. Okay, and I don't have any G2 units for sentries, and I don't have any, except for Goto, I don't have any G4 units for mines. Alright, that's cool. We're gonna make this a close quarters combat fight. Alright, squad.
I guess life
Roll
comes at
out.
you fast. Let's see.
Can you leap attack over there? Nope, too far.
I'll make it work. Don't let up. Don't waste any chances. Number 12, moving out. What's optimal?
Your job is to create interceptors and mines. That is your sole job, Goto.
Kaiju and Killer
Not throwing away my shot. They don't stand a chance.
Good. What's the plan? Don't waste any chance. Let's see.
That's a lot of dudes with shields.
Signatures identified. Enemy in range. Multiple G-Molars engaging from the southeast. They just keep on coming.
Then we'll keep on fighting. I'll try. Target like this.
So I unironically think The Last of Us Part 2 is Naughty Dog's best game they've ever made. I'm not even trolling. I genuinely believe that. Because they are so used to making, just for the last few decades, very safe, very, I don't want to say low effort, but they pick the low-hanging fruit on their games. And they never wanted to take a risk, they never wanted to make anything interesting or thought-provoking. They didn't want to do any of that, and this is the first time they actually did it. See, people are saying like, oh, it didn't affect anybody emotionally. Are you sure? I see much more emotions getting flared up for this game than I did the first game. I see way more emotion being thrown around for this one. Are you sure about that? This game apparently is way more emotional. I think it's hilarious.
Did that do it? Next. They're like any other punks.
Alright, Nenji, you're gonna literally walk up and,
Number
I
10,
don't know,
moving
beat these
in.
guys in the face.
What next? I guess these gears don't have done it. How's this? That easy used to fights by now. Die already! Yeah!
That did not do a lot of damage. Oh crap. We didn't add missile rain onto him. Oops.
Now!
Holy crap, that Hunter missile did so much damage. Holy crap, that did so much damage. That was impressive. Alright, I need you to cut this guy.
Watch this. They felt that.
You're done. That work? How many left? Stay on guard. How's this? That easy. That's my win.
I thought I did more damage.
Take this!
Pop.
A fine hit! Is that it? No point overthinking it.
Now, like I said, I think there's, and I wrote a review on it, you guys can watch it. I talked about everything I thought was good and what was bad, and it mostly evened out, but there were some things that it did, and it did genuinely very well, that I think the good outweighs the bad. However, a lot of people, again, cannot separate their emotional reception to a game to the actual quality the game was made with. To them, if they don't like it, it automatically makes it bad. No, that's you are confusing the two things. We didn't ask you what your opinion of this game was in terms of how much you liked it. We asked you how was this game made. But you know, people can't tell the difference sometimes.
Let's do this. Score.
And you're welcome to have an emotional plea, but understand that makes you sound very, very immature. And for 300, that did do work, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, thank you for clustering up.
Target confirmed.
I'll make it work.
Man, he did so much damage with that. That is so crazy. But you have to admit, even pissing off a lot of people on the internet is pretty impressive. Because it's easy to make people mad for a little bit, but these guys succeeded in making people mad for a lot. And I am kind of impressed on that.
Come on. Good. Always
Really? That didn't do much? Man, brutal.
How's this? They ought to be used to fights by now. Chew on this. Get bit. See you in the back. What next?
I need to throw some missiles down here is what I need to be doing. I need to throw a mine right there.
I'll show you. They felt that. Did you see that?
I need to upgrade these people's weapons because we're getting spread out and we're not being very effective.
How was that? Next. What next?
if we do this. Just draw aggro.
I'm right here. Yeah. You like that? Stay on guard. How's this? Not throwing away my shot. Leave it to me.
Just gotta clean up. We're going from the top and working our way down.
Don't let up. Threat range. Don't waste any chances.
Alright, you're gonna get over there and start punching this dude.
Number 11. Moving out. Class is in session. Get
This
back.
isn't so hard. Let's round.
Wow, we used the metagauge charge and yet it somehow gave us like 70% of it back.
This could get up. Don't let up. Enemy threat range.
You guys are getting too close for comfort.
That work. The practice round's over.
But I know if I were to make some quote-unquote emotional video online, I'd get like 1 million downvotes. Because people are like, wow, how can you feel bad for this? What are you, anti-gamer? F you. You probably like only play Nintendo, not a real gamer, blah, 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 blah. Just get all the emotional garbage. So I'm like, hey, if you want to talk to me, you can just talk to me. But if you're going to do a flyby comment, whatever. Just the same as every other internet trash comment out there. Don't want to have a discussion, just want to shout an opinion, and then run away.
Let's do this. Got him. Good. Here's the plan.
Okay.
How's this? Don't waste any chances. Take this. How was that? Nothing special. I won't back down.
We're gonna work on this guy. Hunter missile did work.
They're like any other punks. Class is in session. Get bent. See ya. Good. I'll make it work.
Do you notice any difference between regular watch time and YouTube Premium watch time? I haven't looked at the metrics that closely. That is charted though. They chart everything. Like the analytics are extensive. Leap attack is just not worth it. You're better off just punching people.
I deny you. A fine hit. Enemy down. A hit.
So,
Get
what's
away.
my next move? Here goes. Score! Guess that's it.
Thank you. I've been used to fights by now. Here comes the pain. Got him. That's what you get.
That's done like 30% damage.
They got me. A fine hit. Humanity stands that easy. No room for hesitation. You're done. That work? Next. Don't like me. Too slow.
Get away from my tower.
That easy. Now you've done it.
This is all pretty freaky. I'll show you.
Good. Practice round's over.
I feel really bad for throwing Takatoshi out here, and I didn't give him any AoE attacks, and leap attack is garbage. He's just out here swinging for the
They're like any
fences.
other punks.
You gotta respect the heart on this guy. I also didn't realize that anti-ground multi-lock missiles are not armor piercing, and so it's really hurting. There's so many shield-in enemies here.
Get bent. See ya. That easy. Where are they? They don't stand a chance.
My turn now. Here goes. Did that do it? They're going against the plan. In enemy threat range. Backup deployed. I'll make it work.
Yeah, we're just gonna Demolisher Blade our way through this. We're not using it for anything else. Yeah, look at that. We're just using a chainsaw to cut hedges. That's what we're doing.
Take this. Good. Target destroyed.
They ought to be used to fights by now.
Chew on this. Yeah. That's it.
Look at us edge guarding over here.
Was that okay? Got him.
What's the plan?
Edgar, if you have ad block and no premium, the YouTuber gets nothing from your view. That is correct. So here's the thing. When it comes to live stream, it's strange that you guys would be getting ads because these live streams that I do are not monetized. They're not monetized by me. So I'm getting nothing from live streaming. I'm doing it just because it's fun and I want to reach out and do something else. And also it's a cool thing to do and connect to you guys while also playing video games and openly ranting to a captive audience. But I actually get nothing from the stream itself. I only get stuff from people who either donate directly or make a super chat tip, or if you're watching through YouTube Premium / YouTube Red. That's it. But there's no ads on this, so any ads that show up are those ads that are directly either from YouTube that only benefit YouTube. It's okay to skip those. However, if you skip a video... Yeah, James, you gave me a tip, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you and everyone else. But yeah, these are free. These are non-monetized. I don't make anything from any of the ads that run on this particular live stream. So if you want to run ad block on the live streams, I'm perfectly cool with it. Now, if it's on a regular recap, here's how it works. Just a little behind the scenes, show you the wizard, the man behind the curtain. The way it works is if you are watching a ad on YouTube, if that video or presentation or production or whatever, the upload stream is monetized, that the streamer only gets credit for that monetized ad if the person watched the entire way through it, didn't skip it, and or clicked it. Either of those. So if you click it and quickly close the window, that counts. Then they get a portion of that ad revenue. If the person skips it or there's ad block preventing it and it's a monetized video, they get nothing. If it's a demonetized video, they weren't getting anything to begin with. If you are a YouTube Premium or YouTube Red subscriber, you know, the type that skip ads anyway, just you watching that content, the streamer, uploader, YouTuber gets a little bit of, like, you know, change thrown their way anyway. You're supporting them without having ads. So you are supporting them by virtue of that service. But yeah. But yeah, the YouTube self-serving ads are different than the actual ad ones. There's no way to know from an audience perspective if a video is monetized or not. But just be aware that for my channel, the live streams are not monetized at all. The recaps are, but not the other stuff. Like, I'm okay with sharing that. It's not really a big deal.
My turn now.
I would just politely ask. It's like, hey, if you can click on an ad every now and then, it's fine. Or just like when the ads come up, just go use the bathroom and get a drink and
What's the plan?
let it play. Then that helps me out. But whatever. You do what you gotta do. I don't begrudge people for making their own choices. There's some people that get smarmy. They're like, just let you know I watch your stuff with ad block on. It's like, okay, man, whatever. Just like the people who've gotten mad at me for, like, the discussions I have now. There are people that genuinely don't want to have a discussion or just offended, and they'll be like, oh, because of your opinion, I am now unsubscribing. It's like, that's cool. You're just going to watch my content for free anyway, which is what you were doing. It's like the people back in the store shadows when they said, I will never come back here again. It's like, you never came in before. So what difference does it make? Or it's like, I'll never shop here again. It's like, you never shopped here before anyway. You came in here, caused a stink, you didn't get your way, you're leaving the store. Yeah, all you did was just cause a fuss and embarrass yourself. Get out of here.
How's the Sentinel? Number 11. They're like any other punks. Here comes the pain.
Those people are always jokes.
Get bent. See ya. Not throwing away my shot.
You may have to throw away your shot, but you're also nowhere near. Man, I didn't think the heavy railgun had that. Was actually can't reach the corners of the map.
My turn. I won't back down. I guess life comes at you fast. Enemy down.
Wow, we took a lot of damage to the city there. 76%. Jesus. That was bad. Did we only have to do 60% though, I hope? We may have to redo that battle.
Closure complete. Surrounding 2-kilometer area now fully secure.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for not coming back and not wasting any more of my time. Exactly. That's the biggest thing.
Hard to
People
get the
coming in
upper
and wasting
hand
your
when their
time.
numbers keep increasing so fast. Any units equipped with EMPs should fire at will. That electromagnetic pulse will slow them down.
EMP. Is that what this clunky thing on my leg is?
Oh, this was in one of my sci-fi books. It uses these big electromagnetic waves to take out electrical circuits.
It's a tool made for localized operations. The EMP pulse is generated from the attached plasma dome. But the Sentinels are machines too. Can we afford to set that off near allies? Each
I hope-
Sentinel automatically shields
Actually, I think
itself
the
when it
thing for the
detects
city
an
was
ally
just don't let any
firing
Sentinels
EMP.
die.
The enemies need a moment to bring their systems
I
back
think.
online.
I hope.
It's a temporary effect, but it can still buy us
I hope
some
it
time.
wasn't. Make sure the city wasn't at 80% health because the city got
I
beat
guess
up.
we did it.
We took a lot of damage. Our terminal was fine, but the city took a lot of damage. We were sloppy. The way this should have been handled by G2 and G4 units. This was a crowd control battle, and we brought single target guys.
Well, Kisaragi, hope you're watching out there.
Thank you so much for making great content. Love your work and keep it up. Thank you so much. I do hope to keep it up. Every time I try to get just a little bit better. Still got the S rank. Okay, good. The terminal defense was 70% or higher. Good. We were good on that. The city burned a lot. Alright, we're good though. We're good. I've seen your work get progressively better over the years. Thank you. That's why I'm horribly embarrassed to look at any of my old content. Like the rush of people that came in because Game Grumps was covering Danganronpa and they immediately want to watch Danganronpa 2. I watched my Danganronpa 2 video, and here's the thing. I don't regret making any of those videos because I did the best I could at that time. But man, I look at that, I'm like, oh my god, this looks terrible. I almost want to immediately be like, oh, I wish I could just re-upload this and just change this and improve this and redo this. But instead of going back and remastering my old stuff, it just shows the progress that I've made over the years. Like, look at the very first recap I made, which was Kingdom Hearts 1. Oh my god. I'm proud of the me that made it at the time. I can't watch that. I can't watch my old stuff. I just focus on looking forward. Alright, Goto has to be in a strike team. No problem. Maximum 4. No problem. Sentinel Gladiator. Wait, there's a Sentinel Kaiju? This seems interesting. New enemy type. Alright, we're gonna do a bunch of story though. Actually, I'm curious about this gas explosion. Okino added a feature to Sentinel 19 that copies over the Sentinel Force activation code to whoever comes in contact with him. Whoa, really? Weird. Alright, I'm going to take a very quick break, but we're going to move now into the story section. You guys got a good amount of battles and rant time, so now we're going to sit back and enjoy some story. I'll be right back. Everyone stay hydrated. Okay, I'm back. Got a whole flask of water here. Okay, I don't think we were working on anyone in particular. Oops, misclicked. I know Keitaro has like 6 openings. Yeah, like there's a lot going on here. But I also want to do Natsuno. Actually, we haven't done A either. Oh man, we haven't done anything past A. Let's do A.
Understood.
We got a lot going on. He's Ryoko's brother. He's also been body snatched by a time-traveling, escaped convict.
I have to consider my next moves carefully.
Keith, I hate when a channel says YouTube is broken and then has 1 or 2 sponsors and plugs in their Patreon and merch to cover 7 minutes of a 12-minute video. Oh, dude, it is so obvious when somebody's stretching their crap out just to hit the... It used to be 10, now it's 8-minute mark just so they can run mid-roll ads. It is torture. Which is why I'm going to do it on my next wave of videos.
An outdated transceiver for... As long as it's... Oral NM. There's an emblem. The note says 443-685-3214. What could it mean? A password of some sort? Sakura High School, Class 1B.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Iori also loves A.
She definitely looks familiar. But from where? Why can't I remember? Details about the dead woman I found. Chihiro Morimura, 31. Sakura High School.
But yeah, it's funny when somebody's like, oh, YouTube is so broken, and they show like, my video got claimed by some loser. It's like, that's not YouTube. Those are the YouTube claim bots. And if you're complaining about that, yes, it is a problem, but it is significantly better than the adpocalypse that happened a couple years ago. This is a better solution. It's not a perfect solution. It's not a complete solution. It's a solution that still needs some work, but it is significantly better.
A note that was included with the files on Morimura. It says, if capture is not possible, then shoot to kill.
What's your
Did
opinion
I
on
kill
Tales
her?
of Zestiria? I feel it's the weakest Tales of game.
Order me to do it.
The weakest Tales of game is interesting.
So I'm...
Zestiria certainly wasn't the
I said
best,
so in that message to
but I would
myself.
hesitate to call it the weakest.
Must have still had my memories when I left
The
it.
follow-up question to that is
I also
always, well,
said
what do you
something
think
about
is
a
the
way to
weakest?
escape
Well, I'll
this
tell you
world.
what, when I recap all of the Tales games, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how they stack up.
Maybe if I find this Fuyusaka person, I'll finally remember something.
Come in. Are you there?
Yeah, this is me. The guy who has this transceiver. That's me.
I know you can hear. Don't be
Go
a
ahead.
fool.
Let me answer.
There you are. I take it you've seen the recording then.
Who are you?
Just a friend who's trying to help out.
Is that the cat?
A friend?
Is the cat 426? I just
didn't
realized that.
expect
Is the
you
cat
to be
426?
so thorough. Regardless, you have
Tales of the World was weaker than Zestiria? Yes, it was. But Tales of the World also isn't canon.
So you're the one who wrote those instructions.
In fact, all the crossover Tales of games are not canon.
Can't remember anything.
But yeah, Tales of the World, in my opinion, was pretty
That's
dull.
exactly
Definitely
why
a
I've
weaker game.
contacted you.
But it was a different type of game.
Listen, it's not safe out there. Don't trust.
But yeah, anybody who's stretching to get like 10 minutes or...
Anyone? Including you?
See, the reason videos used to be 10 minutes was 10 minutes was the limit if you were not a big enough channel that you could post on YouTube. They limited you to 10 minutes. So 10 minutes used to be the norm.
Escape.
Now, 10 minutes, or rather, before a year ago, 10 minutes was the minimum your video had to be before you could do mid-roll ads.
You'll hear from me again soon.
But they now moved that limit to 8, which is why you're now going to start seeing a whole slew of people who just try to get past the 8-minute mark. And they occupy, like you said, you're right, Keith, 3 minutes of your life plugging their crap. Now, the unfortunate part is they're also right when they do that, because when you plug your crap for the first 3 minutes, it is true that you get much more exposure and people who actually will engage with that sort of stuff. As obnoxious as it is, they actually are benefiting from that by a lot.
Don't trust anyone, huh? He mentioned an escape. Like I did.
Reborn
in
Statement
that
is the weakest
message to
mothership
myself.
title. Ah, okay.
Should I really just wait for him to contact me again? No. He said not to trust anyone. And that includes him.
That's good advice.
Both the victim and the owner of this ID card. They're from Sakura High School. Maybe this female student knows something I don't.
I think the same old lady just walked past us twice. No, she's walking past us. Yeah, there's like, that's the same old lady. I don't trust that old
Once
lady.
day breaks, I'll pay a visit to the school. Sounds like school just started.
I'm so late. Crap. I need to drop by the track room first.
No sign of her.
Akun.
Iori Fuyusaka.
I don't trust this cat.
I haven't seen you in days. I couldn't stop thinking about you. But now, I'm just relieved to see her
Whoa, getting
safe.
really close. She's aggressive.
Is something wrong?
But yeah, people in like false, bogus claims, that happens so often. People like to publicize the weird things. Like I remember when I was doing that earlier Ludwig research, Ludwig went on recently complaining that YouTube content ID system's broken. I played a Zelda sound effect and this random nobody claimed it. I'm like, yeah, and you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna hit dispute claim, is going to go over, that guy's going to see it, he's going to ignore it for 30 days because he knows it's not worth fighting a mega millionaire YouTuber, especially in a court case he won't win because he doesn't legally own it, and because he challenged it, he's going to ride out those 30 days, even though he could just release the claim, but he won't. He's either not checking or doesn't care. And once 30 days it goes unanswered, the claim dispute is going to go back in your favor because it was never counter-challenged, and therefore it will be dropped. You're going to get whatever revenue you got from that video for those first month redistributed back to you in about 2 months. That's what's going to happen. So in other words, he's inconvenienced out of his, you know, he's making a few less thousand from his Mega Millions. Whatever.
Is something wrong?
That's what actually is being said here. But at the same time, he's being smart and over-publicizing it and making drama, because drama does sell on YouTube. You know, any social media, really.
Is something wrong?
I'm not throwing shade, I'm just saying that's how the game is played. I don't slight him for it.
It seems like we're close. Very close. But I can't trust anyone.
Sony would make more money if they
For
just sold their
now,
movie
I'll
company
act
to
like I
Disney
remember her.
and focus on the parts of the business
hear
that
what she
aren't
has to
hemorrhaging
say
billions
first.
every year. That is a factual statement, Keith. That is a factual statement. Sony is very impressive. Sony is able to put on a brave face despite the fact that they are bleeding at the seams. Because they are very strategic in their marketing and they only show the avenues with which they're doing well, which are the parts that are being made for cell phone components, I think cameras, and obviously in the PlayStation segment. And the PlayStation segment is their most profitable margin. But every other part of Sony, with the exception of the movies recently, solely because of the Spider-Man films. That's how much money the Spider-Man films made. It almost puts Sony Pictures slightly even for all the garbage they put out. But yeah, Sony is overall a very weak company. That's why I like to clarify when people talk about Sony versus PlayStation. No. You're talking about PlayStation success. Sony is trying to keep their head above water. They didn't actually become net positive, I think, till 2016. They were struggling.
This belong to you?
Oh, that's my student ID. I thought I'd lost
Marfin,
it.
that's still money lost though,
But I'm
right?
glad
Why
you
does
were there
YouTube
to
let
find
that
it for
happen?
me.
Ah.
Thank you.
You may have to clarify though, but I think you're talking about when I was talking about the Ludwig part. Oh yeah, that's right. Sony Music is very profitable too. Sony, by the way, speaking of copyright claims, is the biggest perpetrator of the copyright claims on YouTube. Because Sony Record and Recording owns so many sub-studios, they're actually the largest umbrella network of music publishing companies and labels and record labels. They are the biggest one on the planet. So if you're getting a music copyright claim, odds are it's through some sort of either Sony directly or some subsidiary of Sony. But yeah, Sony Music is they have the biggest cat in that field. They are the fat cats in that field, and they flex their muscles. They want to get all the licensing fees.
Do these pills belong to
But
you?
yeah,
Pills? No,
you have to
those
understand that
aren't mine.
YouTube gets millions of
Wait,
videos uploaded
Aren't
every
those the pills
second.
you've been taking?
There is no way to manually
mistake.
review all the cases.
These are mine.
And so when they have
What
those
are they
structured
for?
robot, I'm not defending, by
Are
the
you
way,
sick?
YouTube this, because I'm also a victim in
I'm
this
fine.
situation.
It's
I
nothing
have
to
been
worry about.
shafted. I continuously fight. In fact, the most recent Nier one was 2 days delayed from when I wanted to post it, solely because I was fighting music claims that were erroneous and false. So I'm very aware of that.
Chihiro
That being
Morimura,
said,
31.
it is still a better solution than
Sakura
what
High School nurse.
that they have done. It would be nice if
Shikishima's
I don't,
weapon development team.
let me start from
What
this
I found
perspective.
dead.
So when you reach a certain level in YouTube, you yourself can actually manually claim somebody else's thing if enough of that video is somewhat close to your video. So, for example, I actually have the ability to put a copyright claim on this one dude who did a reaction to one of my videos. It was very weird. This is actually the first time I've ever seen somebody. He posted a stream of himself catching up on Kingdom Hearts because he wants to jump into 3, and so he literally went to YouTube, pull up my video and watched it on stream and reacted to it. So I'm watching him react to watching my recap, and it was such a bizarre experience. I've never seen that. It was actually pretty cool. And I'm watching him, and according to YouTube, because my video was in his and it saw that and it flagged it, I had the option to press a button on my end and claim his video because there was a significant portion of it that was created by me. I had that option. Did I do that? Hell no. I thought it was super cool that he was even watching my stuff. But, see you, Gyogre.
Iori, was there something you wanted to
But
tell
there are
me?
many unscrupulous people, especially when it comes to music, who claim they created the Tetris theme song just because they wrote a cover of it.
Even if it is one-sided.
So they themselves are pretending that you stole from them something they stole from somebody else. Because YouTube has enabled that option of, it's like the honor system, and these people don't have honor. It's not really YouTube's fault that other people are abusing the gray areas that exist in it, because it's not a perfect system. It is the best thing we have, but it's not a perfect system.
Chihiro Morimura. She's the school nurse here, right?
Trust me, in the days and the dark ages of YouTube, before we even had a claim and counterclaim system, oh boy, that was ugly. Marcus, love your recaps. Thanks, man. Appreciate the support.
She hasn't come
I actually
back to
really do.
Could
I'm not just
something
being
have
facetious. I really do appreciate it.
Which day?
Usually, whenever
day I
people
heard about
comment,
Miss
they're usually
Morimura's
adding their own
secret.
stuff, nitpicking, saying stuff they don't
I'm
like.
sure she's fine.
Because most people like it, they just like it and then just move on, even though they don't necessarily press like. You would be surprised how few people go out of their way to say, "Hey, great job." And that little bit of moral support really helps. So thank you, Marcus, for saying things.
Never mind.
I'm glad I helped. Keith, you just realized we're 47 minutes behind the stream. Oh boy. We were arguing about Big House then, or I was talking about Big House.
Morimura's secret. We must.
You were having a
accept
conversation with
our
my 47
fate.
minutes ago? Oh, that's amazing. Since you're time traveling,
That's not good.
tell my past self 45 minutes ago to equip the large missile thing
It's okay. He's
and to be
gone.
smarter with my mind placement.
Thanks.
Oh no! My first class is about to start.
We need to check in
will
with
you do
Jiro.
now,
We haven't
Aiko?
checked in with Jiro in forever.
I'm gonna pay a visit to the nurse's office.
But those men, won't they be on campus too? Why don't you meet me here after school's
My
out?
friend, I'm glad you have good sense about stuff
I'll
like
show
that,
you
but
where
many
to
people
go.
don't. It pisses me off to see people claim a
Alright.
video when they're obeying the parody review. Me too. It really
you later.
annoys me. It pisses me off to no end that within fair use, you are allowed to use other people's uploads if it's done in a discussion format, education format, transformative nature, parody, review. All that's okay. Many people have wielded this in a very negative way where they just flag anything where somebody says bad stuff about them to protect their ego. That's the wrong reason. Yes, it sucks that that person's crapping on you, but you know what? You can't control the opinions of
We
others.
must
You just have to
accept
deal
our
with that.
fate. That's what Chihiro Morimura
You should be bigger
said.
than that problem.
It's
But
hazy,
because
but
they have a simple button
I
they can
think I
press
remember.
that says "I'ma claim your video," they're just simply, again, moving with very selfish intent.
So this is where you've been.
Figured I'd give the area an advanced survey.
Quite the view. Worth taking in one last time.
I like where his eyes are going when he said that.
I expect there to be considerable damage.
We weren't prepared for them in Sector 1.
Remember,
There was
Ida
nothing we
is
could
Shu,
do. But not this time.
who's the skirt chaser.
We will fend them off.
I certainly hope so.
We've managed to prepare 19 Sentinels. And we've had positive results in our battle simulations.
That won't mean much if our enemies have evolved. It seems our victory ultimately depends on luck.
I think when Shu
So
grows
let's
up, he
assume
somehow
we're
gains
met
an
with the
accent.
worst-case scenario.
It's kind of weird.
If we fail this time, we'll perform another loop. And we'll start over from the very beginning. We'll have a greater chance of success that way.
Marfin, you know that she was just,
if it means
he's wearing
leaving this
glasses
world
just so he
behind.
could look sophisticated when he's doing research
No more
purposes.
running away. If we don't settle this here, then I'm initiating Operation Aegis.
So you intend to close the loop then? If you do, no one will be able to leave.
At the very least, we'll survive.
You expect us to grow old and die in this godforsaken place?
Oh, is this Looper now?
When that time comes,
Man, they're bringing all the hits
we
in.
must accept our fate.
In any case,
Yes. If we win now, we can avoid such an outcome. Then we'll
You know,
finally
Looper
be able
seems
to
cool.
leave this world and
But because Looper didn't follow its own rules in the movie, I couldn't love it.
how long have you been standing there?
Don't mind me, I'm just admiring the view.
I don't know who you people are or where you came from. And frankly, I don't care. Just as long as you can defend my city from the kaiju. Without retreating, that is.
you'll be the one in the Sentinel protecting the city. We're counting on you.
Well, I assume you have some questions for me.
She's like, I know you have questions for me, but I need to leave and conduct research.
There's something I need to confirm. If I keep my end of the bargain, then you're gonna stop using Ryoko-senpai, right?
Please understand, I never had any intention of using her. But I'll try to be more careful going forward.
For the Sentinels, you want command over. You require third-generation machines, right?
Correct.
Then I'll update their systems, as promised. Though I have to ask, why are you having me do this? Wouldn't it be faster to go directly through Morimura?
I believe a shift in the chain of command is in order. And I'd like it to be done without her knowledge. Depending on how the situation unfolds, there's a possibility she may resort to drastic measures.
Is that what she was just talking about? This Operation Aegis?
That's right.
Close the loop. What are they talking about? Are they planning on abandoning the city? No. I can't let that happen.
Are all kaiju weebs? I
need
can't see
more
any reason why
details
they
on
would
this
only attack
so-called
Japan.
Operation.
I don't know, Keith. I think, I don't think they'd be weebs because then they would want to preserve Japan and defend it. However, it's all these nanomachines going around that's messing with their heads. It's actually because of the 5G towers. If you listen to all the popular influencers and news and social media, especially Facebook, that's pretty much the reason why the kaiju are attacking, is because they are just going crazy for the radiation poisoning of the 5G towers that they're building everywhere. So, don't blame me, don't shoot the messenger, I'm just repeating facts here.
Operation Aegis. What is its purpose?
The enemy's main target is the underground mainframe. Each terminal is equipped with a self-defense protocol. However, the enemy's attacks seem to bypass it. So the moment they strike, we'll hack the terminal. This will activate the defense protocol. The Aegis system.
Isn't that a good thing?
Not exactly. Doing so will render our time machine useless. And that means we can never start over again.
What's so bad about that? It doesn't matter as long as we succeed, right?
Time will cease to flow in this
So this game is
world.
more a visual novel.
When it does,
Yes, it is.
everything will descend into
It
chaos.
surprised me too at first
And in the
because like you,
We'll be
I'm
the
familiar
only
with, like, you know,
ones left
Muramasa,
behind
Odin
in
Sphere,
this
Dragon's
hellscape.
Crown, which are heavy on gameplay, light on story. And so when I saw they got nominated for Best Story, I'm like, whoa, 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 these guys? These guys barely write stories. They write interesting branching gameplay scenarios, but they never write stories. And then here I are, and yeah, they segregate the action and the story is, man, this has more story than all the previous games they've made combined. Which, granted, isn't hard, but still pretty interesting at the same time. Alright, let's check in with Juro. Speaking of, what do we need to do? Alright, so we have get rid of Shiba. There's talk with Iori in the hallway. What's this other one? How do we get this third one? Alright, first things first, we get rid of Shiba.
Oh yeah. I never finished reading this.
Usami-chan!
The paper. Miss Morimura. Sorry.
Alright.
Izumi.
Oh, that's right, we
Heard that
have...
name before.
This is new, isn't it? He is Izumi.
Senpai called me that.
Oh, so we probably have to
and I saw
find
at the
it,
nurse's office,
find
too.
her, find Ryoko
There
somewhere.
was a document labeled Juro Izumi. I tried asking her about that talk she had on the stairs,
Yeah.
but she just dodged the question. She had a sad look on her face.
We might get a new route if we talk to her and talk to her about Izami.
Oops.
Shall we go home together? Sorry,
I think if we just enter the hallway, she'll pop out.
What's up with the Yakisoba pond lately? They're always sold out.
Churro!
I heard there's a guy who buys shitloads of them.
Hey, about what you said on the stairs the other day.
Yeah, this is new. Okay, I think we got it. Up, get over here.
I'm sorry for eavesdropping, but I couldn't help thinking about what you and Goto-senpai said. This Juro Izumi. Is that me? I need to know.
You are just you. Except for one thing. You don't remember me. A bit sad, but that's how it is.
Okay.
The nurse's office is on the opposite side. I should use the other stairs.
I guess that's what we're doing. Ah, there's Ryoko.
Guess Miss Morimura's not here. Since she's not around, I'll just leave the surveys on her desk. I'm sure she'll see them when she gets back.
How do we beat Kiba here?
They're gone. Last time, she had documents on Juro Izumi here. I guess she put them away. Shinonome-senpai.
Izumi-kun? I'm so glad you're safe.
You excited for Cyberpunk
heard
tomorrow?
terrible
Wait, it comes out
things.
tomorrow?
So
Thought it came out on Thursday.
I thought...
I need to make sure that my edition is on its way, though. Because I got the collector's edition. I decided to spend those big bucks. Or rather, the June 2019 version of me decided to spend those big bucks.
Senpai, my name is Kurabe. Jiro Kurabe.
That's right.
I do want to play it, though. I want to play a lot of it, and I think I may put out a review for it. Because why not? There's only going to be 13 million views of it on the internet. What's one more opinion, right? You guys know me. Absolutely scathing. Because I believe, no matter how good something is, you should still... There's always room for improvement. There's no such thing as something without flaw. There is no such thing also as something that's irredeemable. There's always something good about something. You may have to get very cynical about it, but you shouldn't be closed-minded about it.
Izumi. So you know him too? Jiro Izumi?
Steam says December 9th.
Jiro Izumi.
Maybe it unlocks...
You. But right now,
like at midnight or something.
you've been given a different personality.
Given? By who?
The two of us lost our
GameSpot
memories
accused of
after a
trolling
certain
the game by
incident.
giving it a 7 out of 10.
We suffered serious mental
Why are they
trauma.
accused of trolling?
Especially you.
Is it more
I
accurate
heard
to
that
say
you had it
that
worst of all. But
the
I'm not
general
so well
public
off
is simply
either.
letting their excitable
My memories
emotions
keep disappearing.
lead them
I'm
into
not sure if I'll even
accusing
remember this
some sort of
conversation.
falsehood or yellow journalism on the sake of the fact that it is not a high enough score for their satisfaction. In other words, they're just mad that it didn't get a 10. Is that not more likely the case than just claiming GameSpot is magically biased and is running a slander campaign against Cyberpunk?
What was this incident?
Probably saying stuff like the
happened
reviewer
in the
played it
future.
wrong or something like that.
But you received
Or
medical
this is
treatment
why I
here.
never listen to reviews,
Back in
even
the
though they're currently
past.
listening to reviews and getting
The
mad about it.
future? No way.
It's true. And you're Jiro Izumi.
But I am curious, only in terms of not the actual argument, what they're arguing about. I'm curious about the way they're arguing itself. What is the angry mobs claiming GameSpot is trolling? Is it just because they gave a 7, or is it something that the reviewer said?
This is crazy. Honestly, it's really hard for me to believe.
I don't blame you.
This is madness. Can someone explain to me the relationship with characters in this game? So here's the thing. I've been interested with all these characters, but the problem is every character, for every single character, there's an alternate version of them also running around. Like, both of these two have their personalities, but then they also have a separate personality that's been manufactured, you know? Some people are clones, some people are robots, some people are displaced by time, some people are running around with amnesia. And so they think they're somebody else. Some people magically transform. It's complicated. Hey Dama, how's it going?
So, let me get this straight. Jiro Izumi came from the future.
I believe that if you are
Lost his
truly
memories due to
open-minded,
some
you don't
incident,
discount the absolute
and the
possibility,
damage was so bad,
possibility
he
that you could be
needed a whole
wrong.
new personality.
I never like when people are saying, I'm
That's how he
open-minded to
became
all solutions and
me.
options, but they're not
Jiro
open to the
Kurabe.
option or possibility that they're
It's
wrong.
so hard to
It's
believe.
like, what if Cyberpunk is just
But
a
if
7
it's
out of 10?
true,
What if it's just a
that would
perfectly
explain why I
generic
kept
game
feeling like
that in no
something
way
was
pushes the
off.
boundaries of anything and is just the Deus Ex / GTA genre of melding that people thought it was going to be? You know, is that really such a bad thing?
In my dream, and if that were... if that was a real memory, does that mean I actually did all that? This is crazy.
Okay. So she's out of options, we're out of options. I guess we leave.
Whoa, you're still here?
You just got here?
What's up?
I couldn't find Amiguchi anywhere, so I thought I'd come looking for you.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. And neither are you.
Watch me play Cyberpunk, have a really fun time with it, and then give it like a C+, and watch people flip.
Released in 1977.
It's a good thing I'm not a
dramatic
troll.
Sci-fi adventure in that movie. Amiguchi. That movie. I'm just. Minami-san. So much.
Because if I gave it a C+, people like, you think Last of Us Part 2 is better than Cyberpunk? Oh my god, this is trash. I'm unsubscribing. Also, when are you posting the next recap? Ridiculous. It's like what we talked about earlier, Keith. We said this yesterday. Once you recognize the fact that no matter what you like, there's always more people on the planet that don't like the thing you like. And that's okay.
Well, guess that's that.
It's okay for you to like something
Let's
that
call it a
more
day and go
people do
home.
not like. It's okay. If that bothers you, if you need the external approval of absolute strangers that has absolutely no impact on your life any more than you allow them to, then if anything, you're just projecting your own insecurities. And there's no helping that. That's a you problem. Is there nothing else to do? I guess not. Oh, so we could have gone straight to the nurse's office. I guess we're giving up.
Freaking Amiguchi. You're not getting away from me tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming out midnight GMT? Yeah. That's what I thought. They're going on the global release date. Okay, so we can't do Juro until we get 9 people at 30% or higher. A lot of people are close, though. Let's go with the Yori. Oh, that's right. We didn't do the ice cream. We did crepes last time. We didn't do ice cream.
Sammy-chan? It was that kitty again. I don't see it.
Trust me, I know.
Must have
Says
taken
Keith,
off
I'm the guy
already.
that legitimately like Ukulele and Lords of the Fallen.
So many stray
You're right.
cats around here.
And you know what?
Maybe someone's
If you
feeding
like
them.
that, it's okay. It's cool.
That kitty. Think it's the same one I saw at school? I don't know.
To me, I
Cats
think
look
as long
like
as, you know,
that.
if you like something, it's fine. You don't have to justify it to people.
Didn't it look
But
the
I do
same?
think you should be aware of the reasons why you do or do not like something.
Oh, it's over there. After you wanted, yes, you must read. Well, he looks. So what? Man, all the guys at school suck. There's not
A giant
even one
UFO
library.
buried underground. Was it a premonition?
Oh, that's crazy.
Maybe Nutchan's getting to my head. Once she starts talking about UFOs, you'll never hear the end of it. Gotta love her, though.
Being in love is wonderful, Sami-chan. Even just watching from afar.
That's not healthy.
About Amiguchi-kun. I heard he's
I know
not
most people
joining the
usually don't agree
basketball
with me.
team. What a shame.
See, it's not about a
So
contest,
good
though.
at it.
Like, if I tell people, like,
Back
there
in
are so
grade
many games
school,
that I
he
like
played soccer.
that people don't, and
But
so many
one
games that
day,
people
he
other,
just
you know, they want you to
got
believe
bored
that
and quit.
everybody loves it, and I don't. I just like,
You
hey,
guys
no, it's
knew
pretty
each other back then?
okay. You don't love it? I
Yeah,
mean, no,
in
I don't
fourth
love it.
grade.
I just think it's okay.
Nutchan, too. We were in the same class.
sending your... I don't know.
To
My
me,
fortune said bad
what I would
luck
rather
this
zone in
week,
on if I
so-
encounter somebody who likes something that I either don't
I
like or I'm
see.
very neutral on, I like to just ask,
Confessions
okay, well,
take
what
a
did
lot
you
of
like
courage.
about that? And I try to find some common ground on, oh, you like this particular thing that I also like? Yeah, you know, this game did do a good job of
Don't
that.
mind me.
I won't necessarily agree with you and cheer with you about the whole product, but I will certainly be like, you know what? That game did this one thing really good. Or man, that game had a great soundtrack. Or like, wow, that battle system idea, a little bit rough the way they implemented it, but
Come
honestly,
on. Have you seen
good
how
idea
the-
going on.
Ro-
More trees, let's
Good
do it.
idea.
I'd love to go back to that one place.
Let's get... I'd rather have...
The soft serve place just got a new flavor in.
We're getting soft
We've had
service
crepes
time.
a lot lately. So, I agree with Miwa-chan. Yeah, okay.
Alright, let's go!
I don't think the cat mattered. Or rather, we got cat treats, but now we're on the soft serve route. People will forever disagree with soft serve versus crepes. Wow, that's a healthy helping now.
We all got the new flavor. Rich vanilla, right?
It was either this or chocolate mint.
Alright, I'm gonna try it. Let's see. It's so good! Super sweet.
I actually thought ukulele wasn't terrible. Speaking on that,
You know what my lucky item
Lords
is
of the
this
Fallen
week?
had good ideas for its
Soft serve
mechanics.
ice cream.
The jankiness it had with the aggressiveness and some of the cheap shots it did with its
Guess
AIs
things are
were the
looking
biggest
up for
problem
you
I have.
then.
However,
They really are.
by virtue of going through Lords of the Fallen, we got the Surge and the Surge 2, which are both, in my opinion, you know,
I'd love
pretty
to
good
go back
games.
to that one place. Do you think we'll put on weight?
We did
No,
just
I'll
eat a
put
lot
on
of
weight.
sugar.
You are already heavy.
Yori. Are you on a diet? Is that crush getting to your head?
Don't tell me. You two are taking things to the next level?
It's not like that. Man, all the guys at school suck.
There's not even one you might like?
Miwa-chan.
Okay.
Being in love is wonderful, Sami-chan. Even just watching...
Don't forget, you got your lucky item today. Yeah, just tell him.
Oh, stop! It's so embarrassing! Watching from afar is good enough. But I do envy you, Iori-chan. You talk to Amiguchi-kun like it's no big deal. You two are chatting
That's 'cause
on
he's not a
lunch
big
break,
deal.
right? In the passageway?
She falls for every
What
pretty
about?
face, though.
Well,
Kind of shallow,
dreams?
but I know she means well.
Let's see. Now, where were we? It's like your heart's wrapped in a warm blanket.
Amiguchi-kun and Kurabe-kun's dreams. They sounded a lot like mine. I wanted to talk to them about it. Maybe we're all connected.
Actually, I wonder if talking to the cat would have changed anything. No. Okay, cool.
Kurabe-kun!
Oh, Fuyusaka-san. What brings you here?
You weren't at your desk, so I thought I'd check outside. Are you waiting for Amiguchi-kun?
Well, trying to.
More dream talk?
I'm sure that's what he'd want to do. But I just want to play games. I thought I'd ask to hang out at his place. You know, I've been thinking. I know we just met here at school, but it doesn't feel like it's for the first time. Have we met somewhere before? A long time ago?
I don't think so.
Oh. Fuyusaka's here too.
Amiguchi-kun.
This is that part where he walked in.
Did you have another dream?
You guessed it. It was crazy, man. I was in this tank thing with legs. Walking around, beating up monsters.
Were you watching some sci-fi B-movie before bed?
So you've been having dreams like that all this time?
Oh yeah, especially lately. You too, right, Karabe-kun?
Ibrahim, everything started out so simply, and more time travel got involved. Now nothing makes sense. Yeah, this is one of those where I feel everything will piece together at the very end. Until then, just absorb things at a very moderate pace. I think it's good that they decided to add story gates to where you can't go too deep down one person's route. You have to break it up with other people's routes and or battle scenarios. Some people are battle gated, and some battles are story gated. So that way I feel you are pacing yourself and not getting burnt out on one avenue versus another. But there are so many details floating around that, yeah. This is one of those where it's gonna make sense at the end. I hope. Key, so I understand why you never dealt with a copyright nightmare to do a recap on the Danganronpa 3 animes, but how do you feel about them? I liked the animes. They surprised me in two ways. One, a couple of times, because I watched them right when they were airing. So the times where I thought that they did a fake out kills, I was like, oh my god, did they really just kill that character? Oh my gosh. And some of the despair arc stuff in the beginning actually was, you know, really did make me feel bad. I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible. But when it came to the future stuff during that, not a quote killing game, because it was really just a massacre, I didn't feel as much about it because so many of those characters were just introduced and then immediately killed. You don't have any attachment to these people. They're like, oh, we're the remaining ultimates or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. I'm the ultimate, you know, pencil pusher. It's like, okay, cool. Ah, I died in the next one. What happened to the ultimate pencil pusher? I'm like, whatever, man. You knew them for half an episode. They had 3 lines and then they died. But the connections to connect both the first game and the second game and follow up on that, very good, very well done. I'm also okay with how the anime ended. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that final ending. I think it was a little too clean. I think there was stuff that I wish that they did resolve. They left a bunch of plot holes open. I don't like how anime was the reason everything went into despair. I think that's stupid. But at the same time, maybe that's all it ever needed to be.
Mine was about a UFO. I went back in
Golden
time
Playhouse,
using
this game, you
UFO's
love it?
transmitter.
I'm enjoying it too.
I have dreams like that all the time.
I'm
But
having
in my
fun.
case, I think I'm too easily influenced by movies and stuff.
Why did you come here anyway? Don't tell me you're interested in our dreams.
About that. The truth is, I've been having weird dreams too. It seems like they might be related, so I thought I should talk to you guys about it.
Oh yeah? What kind of dreams?
You never played Danganronpa, but you should watch the anime. So, yes and no, Golden Playhouse. They made an anime series of the first game, which was an adaptation, and then they made an anime of, well, just 3. It's called Danganronpa 3. And that really is the third media installment after Danganronpa 1 and 2. So you do want to play the first 2 games or watch playthroughs, or I recommend my recap, just self-plugging. And then you watch the anime to resolve that plot line. V3 is not the direct sequel after 2. It's the anime Danganronpa 3, and they're not the same thing. On that same note, I do not recommend the Danganronpa adaptation anime. I think they did a bad job. I do not think it was a good adaptation of the source material.
I think that was you in my dream, Amiguchi-kun.
So get the game summaries of the first 2 games, then go watch Danganronpa 3 anime. And then watch my recap on Danganronpa
looks
V3.
so empty. There's no Century Tower.
Do not start with V3. Do not start with the
Before
anime.
it was built.
And also, don't worry about the manga,
went back
because when I was
16 years.
busy absorbing a lot of
Looks like
Danganronpa,
I'm
I
the
read
only
the
one who
mangas
made
like
it.
Killer and stuff like that.
Rojiro
They're
and Akiko
so
unable to escape.
derivative. It doesn't matter. They're just there to have cool nods
This must
to the
be
source
around the
material.
time
It's
I was
not
born.
important. You can completely skip all the mangas. They're
I'm
not
all
important.
alone. What am I supposed to do? What is that?
Whoever was inside that car died.
Sumire Bridge.
Unless they have some amazing
make it
G-force
back?
control with these smart cars they have in the future, which is possible.
Hold on. You're Chihiro
I heard it's basically
Morimura,
just
am I
P5 the
right?
animation again. So yeah,
Who are you?
P5 the animation is
Tetsuya
not a good
Ida.
adaptation of the game. That is true.
I was sent
What
here
is
by the
true,
future
regardless
you.
of the fan levels of
To be
whatever
your
you heard from the
2089.
Danganronpa fans, it is not an over-exaggeration to
The
say
future me?
the anime adaptation of the first game is also not
She asked me to
good. That
find
is
you
true.
on Sumire Bridge 16
Do not
years
watch
prior.
Danganronpa the anime, the first
Tell
one.
you about our
Do
battles.
watch Danganronpa 3.
We'll defeat them this time for sure. It's getting noisy. I don't
You were
wanna
very
be
disappointed with
caught.
Danganronpa 3. You think
Let's
how
get
that
outta
led to
here.
the events and the resolutions being spoilers
What
just
about
reeks of
that then?
MGS4 answering everything
Are you
with
just
vending
going to leave
machines.
it here?
Yeah, like I
Don't have
said, the
much
anime
choice.
thing where it's like, oh, we just
Gonna
have a
need it
brainwashing
eventually.
thing that
I'll worry
magically
about
works
it
on
later.
everything. I'm like, that
now,
was
though.
stupid.
I think it's best you
I
come
think
with
that
me.
was dumb. Now, some of the finer details on the lead up to Despair and the fall of Hope's Peak Academy, I'm okay with. Because there was shady stuff coming out. People do get irrational during riots. I like when people think that, oh, that would never happen. People would never get up in arms and violent about stuff like that. Are you kidding me? Are you do you not look outside and look at the stupid stuff people legitimately murder other people over? Come on, man. People are irrational, and people can stir up that irrationality so easily. Now, apparently they did it with anime, which I would say is dumb, but then we also have people who are getting incredibly irrational about their video games and literally making stupid death threats, or in some cases actually hurting other people for the sake of dumb video games. So you know what? Maybe it's actually closer to the truth. Maybe this is art mimicking reality.
All right.
I'm just moving to the people that have the lowest amount of completion. Alright, so I remember one time was go to the apartment. Oh, we have to go to high school as well. Okay.
Welcome back, Usami-chan.
Thanks. Did Senpai wake up? Darn.
I'm back.
I think my overall thing for 3 is it's very middle of the road for me. I didn't love it because there were a lot of parts in it that I felt was filler and very dumb. It didn't add as much context to make itself useful. However, I do appreciate it being an anime versus a game because there wasn't going to be a class trial format. You know, they were just setting up a death game, but there was no game. It was just them killing it, you know, each other and writing it off. And they just wanted a reason to kill people again. And just do it in a very sadistic way. And make it seem like there's a mystery. And just to expose some plot holes that were happening between 1 and 2, I'm like, here's why we did it this way. It may not be very interesting reasons, but they approached it at least.
In the far-off future, Shikishima plans to colonize other planets.
So,
And the kaiju
it's
were
not great,
tools for
but I do think
terraforming
it's
the
better.
surface.
At least we
What are
got some
they
sort of
doing here in the
resolution.
past?
Because as you know, with V3, oh man, when V3 first came out, and I played it, I'm like, that is not what I expected. That's what everybody else thought. But when I put it down, I was like, interesting angle. I guess we're never going to get a resolution to how the 2 storyline ended up. And so they made 3 after they put out V3. Or did it come out at the same time? I think it came out right after.
We
At least in the
checked out
States.
kaiju. Turns out it's not a monster at all. Not an
And
alien weapon either.
people were upset. Still are upset at V3. And so they kind of put out the 3 anime just to kind of be like, all right, well here's the plot line you asked for.
We were attacked by something like that?
They're from an interstellar development project even farther into the future.
Guess they were supposed to do work on some other planet. No idea why they went back in time. Or why they're destroying everything here.
But you know, if you want to get the complete lore, you are going to have to do that. But yeah, I'm never going to recap the anime. The amount of time it take me to recap the anime, man, it's... You should just watch it because I'm not gonna fill in all the plot holes they're talking about. It's not even a long anime. It's just 1 season. It's very brief. You can binge it in a day.
So that's how it is. I wonder what else we can find.
Question, have you ever played Yakuza? My first game is Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's okay, it has a new protagonist, it's good for beginners. So, yes, I have played Yakuza 0. And I have all the other Yakuzas, except the most recent one that just came out, waiting for a sale. But I will get it. One thing I do want to point out is that they're trying to paint Yakuza Like a Dragon as a fresh starting point, but I don't necessarily believe that. While I do believe you can jump into it, because it starts off with a fresh protagonist, it's also true that it originally released and was advertised, and still is in Japan, it's Yakuza 7. That's how it's labeled as. Look at where Nenji's feet are, look at where my feet are. The sprite design just isn't adding up there. Anyway, I look at stupid stuff like that.
Here. Found 'em
The
at
best
a convenience
narcissist, they
store
released it
over
at exactly the same time.
Got
Thank
enough
you.
for both of you.
I thought it was close.
I'm not
I thought it was
big
either
candy guy,
simultaneously
so
or
have at
really
it.
soon after.
Thank you.
I like chocolate.
There's no time to be tired. What I need
That makes me feel a little
is
better.
a sugar rush.
These girls eat too much sugar. +1 point to Nenji for figuring out that the girl he likes has a sweet tooth.
There's
Alright,
something
we're
I
gonna
need
take the
to
route
see.
that we're going back to my apartment.
I'm going back to my house. Sorry. Just wait here for a bit.
Usami-chan.
Hey,
Yakuza
wait.
is very high. However,
back with
on
that
my
second
recap
card.
list of when the soft lock lifts, on the channel, Yakuza is very high. Very high.
My apartment building. It's ruined. Sorry, I just had to get that out. I
To
gotta
me,
stay strong.
the best analogy for
don't
Yakuza
have to
7
push yourself.
and jumping in on it fresh
If you wanna
is like The
cry,
Mandalorian.
Cry.
You can absolutely just start watching The
be
Mandalorian,
stupid.
and many people do.
I'm not
However,
crying.
if you haven't played the games,
yeah?
watched all the
What's with
movies,
the voice then?
aware of some things
got a
from the
cold or
books,
something?
and watch the
I
TV
always
shows,
sound like
especially
this.
Clone Wars, there are
Whatever you say.
many things, references, cues, continuity, links, answers that you are going to miss in Mandalorian. However, that will not stop Mandalorian from just being a good show to watch as is. So it's better, your experience will be better if you are familiar with all that extra previous material, but if you are jumping in new, it's okay for that too. You don't have to. You are missing out on a lot, but you don't have to. I think that's the best way of describing it.
There was a cake shop on the first floor. They had this pear tart I used to get. It was so good. Megumi and I. We loved those things.
That one of your friends?
Yeah,
One troll thing I wanted to
Megumi.
do,
you saw
in
what
Shadows
was
I
happening
literally wanted to do it just to
That's
annoy
why you-
Zaku, is I wanted to just watch Season 8 of Game of Thrones. I haven't read the books, I haven't listened to the books on audio, and I haven't seen any of the other seasons. I only will watch Season 8, and I will go around and tell people that was the best season I've ever seen. Because it's also the only season I've ever seen. But I'm going to phrase it in a way that's going to irritate people, knowingly. Especially our mutual friend.
Morimura. Are they planning on
People got super invested in that show.
Renya Goto. Why you gotta do this to me? Like, what, I'm supposed to go to class and pretend everything's normal? Well, it's not. This place is 40
Well, the
years
best
old.
time to do it was last year. You know, when everybody was super hype on it. If I do it now, whatever. It's such an old and dead discussion. I missed my time to strike. I can still do the joke, but
Those
whatever.
girls over there. They look about my age, but back home they must be in their 50s. It's too weird. Sorry for making you wait, Miwa-chan.
Yuri-chan, where were you?
There was a bed available in the nurse's office, so I took a nap.
I wish Disney Plus would put up the 2D Clone Wars cartoon that predated the 3D
didn't
show.
really mean
Yeah, the
to,
original
but
one. Done
yeah.
by,
When
what was
I
his
woke up,
name?
Class was already over.
He's the guy who also did Dexter's Lab in Samurai Jack.
I messed up.
He has like a Russian name.
That's the girl who sits
But that
behind
guy.
me in class.
Yeah, I watched that
Must
show
be
when it first
nice.
came out. That was cool.
Oh well. No point feeling sorry for myself.
What was it, like Genji
Time to check out the
Tartakovsky, I want
library.
to say?
I need to
Something
find
like
some
that?
dirt on Shikishima. But jeez, not having a smartphone is suffering. Oh. Megumi, wait. Tomi. So you're here too. I'm so glad you're okay. Megumi, what happened to our city? You were there, right? You stayed back. Well, my mom and dad, they're fine, right? Goto's just making things up. Tell me it's all a big lie. It has to be, right? Hey, that guy who just walked by. That's Izumi, right? He's in my class here, so I've seen him around. But when I talk to him, he's like a totally different person. He's all nervous and stuff. It's weird. Did something happen? As a result of battle, he lost his memories. Huh?
I thought he died. I guess he just lost his memories.
Like,
Yeah, there he is, never
he
mind.
hit his head? It'll all come back, right? No. They said it was permanent. No way.
Golden Playhouse, I remember when we got Disney
really
Plus
is
and
a
binge
different
watched every
person at this
MCU
point.
movie. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Does that mean he doesn't remember you?
I also binge watched Clone Wars, the 3D one, because I never
Oh, no.
watched it. I binge watched it like
supposed to
2
just
months
give up on
before
him?
the final season aired. So to me, when I finished it, I only had to wait like 1 week, when everyone else had to wait like 7 years.
up on
So
him.
I'm like, wow, I came in at just the right time.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Clone Wars was overall a good show.
I'm so sorry.
Hit or miss on a lot of seasons. No season was perfect. But man, when it hit high, it hit very high.
Well, well.
Alright, she's above 30. She's not above 30.
Cool.
Let's start getting some people above 30, because that's what we need. Keith, gonna
I'm
get your
really
daily
off my game
dailies
today.
done? No problem. Have a good
All
night.
these weird dreams must be getting to me. And that show that came on in the middle of the night. Wish that was just a dream.
Man, when you walk away, you just don't hear me say, please. Oh, baby. Simple and clean is just the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go.
Back in my dream, he called himself Tetsuya Ida. We look identical, but that's not my name, so...
I think the original Clone Wars 2D cartoon, if I'm not mistaken, that's considered Star Wars Legends now, right? That was also white. that was wiped and it's not considered canon anymore? I'm not clear on that.
It's weird. I keep seeing Kisaragi in my dreams. Except it's not exactly me. My name's Ada there.
So he knows it's him.
People struggling to survive.
But it's also not
Wonder
him.
if they're in love.
Wait, there was a version of him that he was involved with Tomi? When did that happen?
This dream's probably way, way off in the future. Looked like it was in some kind of lab. Never figured she'd turn up. But that was her, Tomi Kisaragi. Man, can you... Hey, so I've been talking to this pop star. My motor...
Alright, so we got 4 routes to go here. So meet Keitaro in the passageway, we did that.
I don't see Karabe. I wanted to talk about my... Oh. Ouch!
Oh, that's new.
Ow! Oh, it's you.
Happened last stream, but you were ranting about something? I mean, that's every stream. There's a new rant every stream. You see, I internalize a lot of things, and so I need to vomit up any of my opinions, negative emotions, verbal internal conflicts, or external opinions. Just do all of that. And that usually comes out in the way of a very long-winded and verbose rant. I used to torture my coworkers with that. But I don't have that luxury anymore.
This dream's gotta make sure.
Huh?
So the Tomi that has a bandage on her leg, though, is the robot. That's not her, though.
What the hell are you doing, you pervert?
I'm
Do you think you can do anything you want just because you're popular?
curious what happened
Look,
there.
I mean, I had this dream last night. I just had to make sure you actually had a belly.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry. What? Now you're calling me fat? What the hell is your problem?
I mean, you do eat a lot of sweets.
I saw her hanging there. Or half of her at any rate. Maybe it really was just a messed up dream. I already
Are you
know
ready
what
for
Karabe
Strikers? Yeah,
could
Strikers
say.
got a release date
I gotta lay off
for...
the splatter flicks.
What was it, February? When's it coming out? Is it February?
What's with this guy?
Karabe-kun might be waiting for me.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so we are on a different path. Fortunately, we have touched Tomi, so we are now on a different path.
I should get going.
Golden Playhouse gets it. I wonder why they changed the name to Strikers. Wasn't it always called Persona 5 Strikers?
Oh,
Wasn't it always called that? February 20th. Okay, cool. That is soon. Somebody reached out to me on Twitter and asked, hey, are you gonna hustle up with that Persona 5 recap? And I'm like,
Hey,
I
Fusaka,
will put Persona
you
5
really
out,
here?
but I am not gonna put it
Hi,
out. Man, I'm so
Miguchi-kun.
tempted now. See,
Karabe-kun's not here.
at first I was like, nah, I'm gonna put out the first 4 Personas. That's what I wanted to do. But then Strikers is coming out in February. And let's be real. How are you gonna jump into Strikers and not know the events of Persona 5? Much less Royal. I didn't even finish Royal yet. Because I was too busy playing a bunch of other stuff and getting recaps done. So I didn't even finish Royal yet. I don't know what's different about Royal versus the normal one. I 100%ed Platinum to the original one. Put my 145 hours into it. But I wonder about
dream.
Royal.
It's bugging me.
It was Scramble?
wanted to
Oh, it
talk
was called
about it.
Scramble.
How about you, Amiguchi-kun?
Sounds called Strikers.
Yeah, my
Wasn't there a
dreams have been
Naruto game called
crazy lately,
Strikers?
too.
Shinobi
Do you
Strikers, that's
see
what it was called.
robots too?
No. Well, okay, sure, yeah, they're kind of like robots.
What kind of robots?
Well, they were more
You're in
like
February?
androids.
Okay, wow, you're really late. That's
I mean,
good.
you couldn't tell them apart from human beings.
You're
And
almost
I'm
done then.
There in some kind
Shadows.
of lab
Just finish
with
it.
all these androids.
It's probably gonna be the version that I cover anyway, because it's
I
the
was
more
there too,
complete Persona
in my
5, let's be
dream.
real. So I might as well just do
Sixth
Royal.
biggest underground laboratory
I
in
feel bad about
Shikishima.
just saying, nah, I'm gonna do them all in order. And then
That place is
Strikers is coming out in February. I'm like,
underground?
maybe I should just do 5.
And I
But then
saw
3's
Sentinel
coming
there
out
too.
in
Tomi Kisaragi.
January, right?
Yeah,
Ah,
me too.
God.
It's gotta be the same place.
Am I gonna have to do back-to-back Personas? That's the only way it would work, is if I just steamroll through the Personas over the next few months. Ugh. Because that means I have to do Persona 2 Part 2, Persona 3, FES, Persona 4 Golden, and then Persona 5 Royal. In like 2 months. God damn, do I really want to do that? I could do that. It's not impossible. But man, I always feel burned out on just regular games. That's a lot of RPGs back to back. And it's not exactly like there's anything big coming on the meanwhile anyway. That I'm just gonna have to think about it.
Okay, so and that should work okay.
Memory data is now
The reason why you didn't play Persona 5 was because you couldn't find anywhere. You didn't know about digital gaming. You can find Persona 5 everywhere now. I forgot about this cutscene. This was early. And we didn't know about Shu. I completely forgot about this.
Thank you, Tamao-san. I really don't know what I'd do without you.
But then she becomes the killbot.
You succeeded with me. I'm sure you'll do fine with her.
Because Tamao kills
I'm
her.
sorry I had to prioritize her. Don't worry. We'll get you a body too. Soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's begin.
Initializing composition. The simulated personality and memories have been synchronized.
This cannot continue. We must become as gods.
Please, come back to me. Tomi, do you recognize me?
Ida-kun? Wait. Are you his older brother?
I guess she's just a torso and
Did he
she's
even
still
have a
sassy.
brother?
It is you.
He looks so grown up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I forgot that he was actually the fanboy that inspired her to continue her online career that turned around and inspired him. So I forgot that they did have a thing connecting each other. I forgot that. Man, the web of how people connect is nuts. Man, when I recap this, it's gonna be so nuts.
I'm sorry it took so long. It took 8 years.
You can at least get through the
Even with
palaces quicker in
technology
Royal than in the
underground.
vanilla game. I mean, is that not also because we know how to fight the bosses,
I can't move.
and we also know what we're doing?
She's having trouble understanding
It's just like replaying
her
any game.
situation.
Like, once you play through it a second time, it's not going to take you the same amount of time. You know the tricks. You know most of the surprises. You know where to optimize. You know how to be more efficient. You learned from your first experience. Now you have experience under your belt. So I don't think the second playthrough will take me 150 hours to get through everything. I know which personas are better now. I know how the mechanics and how the curve goes. I know what to look forward to.
What's happening?
Please listen. Try to stay
But keep in
calm.
mind, that's because Persona 5 is so fresh in my
I
memory
analyzed
still,
your
even
data
from
from the
years
records in
ago.
Sector 0.
That's not the same for like Persona
I found
3 and
data for
4,
your
which I
old
played so
memories,
long
your
ago.
mind.
When I play through it again,
And now
it's,
I've transferred them
other
into
than
an
like the really
android
big
body.
plot points, I don't remember
You
anything.
mean I'm not human? I...
Tamao-san, please turn up the sensitivity on those inhibitors.
I made it to where you run on sugar.
You're like me now. An AI.
You get shortcuts because you get a grappling hook? Oh, cool.
You are constructed
So I guess
to
less
think and act
platforming.
just like her.
Platforming, I used the quotations.
To be Tomi Kisaragi.
You're still you.
Let me try to calm her directly. Could you connect us?
Do what you can. Please.
People just jumping into the stream and looking at this like, what the hell did I just walk in on? Can somebody tell me what's been going on? Nope. You're in this ride fresh like the rest of us.
We've got a problem with the Sentinels, Ida-kun. The Sentinels we thought were complete aren't responding. The Sentinels are working off of the same code base as the D
Persona
series.
5 Royal was my first game,
So
but
it
I feel
has to
bad
be
for
the
liking Persona
decode
5 because of the
control
fan base and
holding
hashtag.
If we want to disrupt that function, well,
The
we need
platforming
someone
in Persona is still better than
compatible to
Uncharted.
maintain
You are
direct
accurate in that
access.
statement. That is an accurate statement. Grant. Love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Grant. Thanks for coming in and saying so. I appreciate you.
something wrong?
No.
Is this a bad time?
No, everything's fine now.
So yeah, it's so weird. To me, it's just that there's so many things. Where do I begin? So Golden Playhouse, one thing you need to understand, and this is no offense to anybody who this relates to, because I'm also part of this, is that the Megaten fan base eats its young. It flat out eats its young. It wants to gatekeep. It self-divides itself, and it wonders why it doesn't grow as fast as it does, because it constantly beat up, belittle, and isolate the newer fans that jump on. There is this pretentious gatekeeping that comes on, and it's so dumb, and it's completely just foundationless. It doesn't hold water. It's just a bunch of nonsense. And so they get upset every time a game comes out that does better than whatever they claim is better. I don't know. They have arbitrary standards. One thing that is for sure is that the SMT quote-unquote purist crowd hates Persona for a couple reasons. The big two are the fact that in the States, Persona came out before Shin Megami Tensei 3, which was the first Shin Megami Tensei game we got in the mainline series. So Persona came out first. And they're upset because Persona also sells much more than Shin Megami Tensei.
Damn it.
So it's more popular and it sells more. More people know of the series because of that. And there's a large, I can't even say vocal minority. It's a big part of that community.
I'm getting back to sleep after that.
Just resents it. They can't love everyone. They can't love all the games. They want to like their specific niche interpretation of it. They want to pick and choose their fan base, and they just like just wrecking and dunking on the newcomers. And then they turn around and wonder, I don't know why they want to self-fulfill the concept that it's a very niche appreciated game. It's like, yeah, of course it's niche. You keep killing everybody that comes close to check it out. Hope this doesn't get me flagged.
So in that dream, my name's Tetsuya Ida. It looks like it takes place in the future. And Fuyusaka's apparently been seeing stuff in the
This
same
got Total
place.
Recall real fast. Oh, dude. I'm with you right there.
I've been seeing things through Tetsuya Ida's eyes.
You think I'm the real Wade?
Fuyusaka... Actually,
Get your
now
ass
that
to
I think
Mars.
about it, the Ms. Morimura in my dreams looks pretty familiar. kind of reminds me of Fuyusaka. Hello? Nothing to see here, just a guy talking to his TV. Okay, maybe I'm just going nuts.
No, you're not. I'm glad you talked to me.
There you are.
This was a YouTube video. It was called Things Not to Say to Your TV at 3 a.m.
What is going on?
From the sounds of things, this might still take a while.
Golden Playhouse, exactly. Like my favorite SMT fan base is the SMT network on Discord. I might check that out, because most social network places for SMT are just straight up toxic. They're straight up toxic. It's not as volatile as, like, say, Naughty Dog fan base, because those people they're rabid and they're kind of crazy and they just kind of talk very emotionally, so they don't make sense even to themselves. However, with the SMT crazy fan base and toxicity, it's planned and deliberate. So they are very rational and they are very mean-spirited. I've been a quiet SMT fan and Mega 10 fan for the longest time, but I always had to keep it quiet because anytime you bring it up, oh my god. Junior, what anime is this?
Are you the real Miyuki Inaba? Or something else just wearing her face?
There's only one Miyuki Inaba.
But I'll check that out, the SMT network on Discord.
But whether this face
I'm professional,
is
so I'm
past,
totally checking out Discord right now while I'm
it's
streaming.
hard to say. Sometimes a mask is all an idol has. Sometimes it's all they are.
I know this is a normal TV set. It doesn't even do video.
What was it
phone
called?
stuff.
SMT?
Pretty sure I shouldn't be able to talk to someone through it.
You yourself are the transmitter. The TV is just the receiver.
SMT network.
This is the only
Is
way
it a
I
private
can
one?
communicate with you. I was blocked by universal control.
Because I type in SMT network and nothing comes up. Or is it actually spelled
So I
out
had to
Shin
sneak
Megami?
in on this broadcast.
Kinda over my head, but I guess the point is, you hijacked the airwaves, and that's how we're talking.
You could say that.
Because when I search Shin Megami Tensei on the public one, all I get is Reimagine, an online private server for, it looks like some sort of, I don't know, SMT network. You'll have to send me a link. But you can't send me a link here because I don't allow links on this chat. Just send me one on Discord, please.
Why me, though?
You're the only one I can find. More accurately, your ID is the only one I could locate. But even beyond that, I know
At
I
Shin
can
Megami
depend
Tensei
on you.
network. Did I just type it wrong? Shin Megami Tensei network. And it says no results found. It is a public service, right? Or a public server? Yeah, I'm not finding it. Let me Google it. Maybe somebody has a link. It might be invite only. Alright, there's their Twitter. And there's their Discord thing. Yeah, it's completely. Oh, it's kind of a small one.
Okay, back up. You said something would take a while. What were you talking about?
It will take a while to help you understand.
Understand what?
Our situation.
But if they're a nice group of people, I'll take a look at it. I might lurk.
I'm being tracked. I'm cutting the connection for now.
Let's go.
Wow, we jumped up from 28% to 42% with this guy. Alright, so who's below 30%? A. Keitaro. Oh man, our boy's only 28. She's in 28 too. Alright, let's do our boy real fast, and then let's do a battle, and that'll close out the night. We made a lot of progress this week. Justin, hello, I just want to say I love your videos. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate those kind words.
And it looks like he's left me behind again.
Every time somebody comes in and just
When does
says,
he even
good job,
sleep?
I feel that. I feel the reaching out and the appreciation. Sending out good vibes fuels me. It's like a spirit bomb in my heart.
So the Sentinel's a weapon? The more I find out, the more dangerous he seems. Forcing his way into someone's head and messing around? He's unhinged. Noodles stir-fried in sauce.
I love the passionate delivery of the yakisoba prawn. Nice. Alright, so we can either go to the high school or that's it.
If I've judged the walking distance right, I should arrive there around noon.
Gideon, have a nice night. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate
Even a
that.
small reserve would be enough.
See you next week. The rest of this week, I'm going to continue working on the next thing and seriously consider if I'm going to go
right.
double down on
I
Persona.
just need to slip in the old staff entrance. Seems like nobody was.
I feel like I should do SMT3 Nocturne just as good faith, because if I do all Persona, even I feel it's just it gives off the impression like I'm picking sides here, and I'm not. Because actually, my favorite SMT is actually 4. I liked 4 a lot. I thought 4 was really well done. Is there really nothing to do here? Okay. Yeah, I heard about that, Shadows, that there's a 43 gig patch for Cyberpunk. Because I have heard the rumor from some people that the initial reviewers were talking about a bunch of different, like, bugs and things like that. And so this day 1 patch that the reviewers don't have is a result of a lot of the pressing issues. Yes, play Nocturne. I played Nocturne. I still have my original PS2 copy of Nocturne, featuring Dante from Devil May Cry, TM.
Okino.
There you go.
What's going on? Why do I feel like this?
It'd be funny if there was a version of Okino that actually is a girl and one is just a very feminine boy.
I see you made a friend.
Just a stray cat, that's all. I just gave it a little food. Now it shows up here all the time, so I ended up bringing food for it every
That's why
day.
you don't feed the strays.
I suppose I can relate. You used food to toy with both of us.
What? You don't like me taking care of you?
I didn't ask you to do that.
I'd better get going.
Going where?
Oh, right. You sticking around until Shintaro's done eating? Mind tossing the empty can for me?
Shintaro?
That's his name, yeah. I'm counting on you.
I'm acting like a total amateur. Just kicks the can.
Oh. There's something under the can. looks like 150.
I love the SMT network server more than the... Is it Ozaic server?
Okino.
It's so toxic. They say that
Are you still
some
trying to look
inappropriate
after
stuff
me?
that's pics, and that's not. Oh yeah. So okay, so it's an echo chamber that also likes the circle jerk itself. Got it. It's good to identify those sort of communities early, and know just stay out, unless you want to join in on that sort of a discussion. Oh my goodness. Oh crap! So I could have skipped feeding the cat. Ah, I'm locked in on something. Okay, next time we don't clean up the cat. I actually do appreciate the flowchart. Wait, we were here before.
Isn't she?
Yeah, we see Morimura. Or I guess we see
Yaki
Megumi.
Sobapan Angel. She doesn't recognize me. Then again, I was a mess when she saw me last. Wait, if she's a student here, then that means it must be sold here at the school.
I love how his priority is the
This is
sandwich.
where
I
can
love
find that
this guy.
Yakisobapan.
Eureka. This is the entire reason why we became a Mobile Suit Pilot, was so we can absolutely find where the best sandwich in the entire country was made. This is the future we must protect. What's the anime? This anime is called 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. RTH823, thanks for all the great content. Thank you so much for your kind words. You are cool too. You're clearly a person of good taste.
There it is.
They hate on you if you like anime and don't read manga, and they'll make fun of you for liking Persona and not played SMT, yet hate on you for not having a PC. What an idiot.
Your finest yakisobapan, please.
Yes, got one. He's so happy. I love this.
Oh, no doubt about it. This is the same yakisobapan from back then.
I decided, I want to get an emoji of just him with that smiley face with the yakisoba pan.
It's too much. So hungry. I've got no strength left.
He's
can't
the
go on
best
like
character
this.
in this game.
I'll starve to death. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Maybe on the main street, I could find some scraps in the garbage. What am I thinking? I am an Imperial soldier. The pride of the Empire. I can't dig through trash like some animal. I'd be better off dead.
See, this man would rather die with his pride.
I'll never
Maybe.
find a paying job in this state. I shouldn't have let the heat get to me. Taking that bath in the river was my biggest mistake. That cold left me out of commission for a while. And now it's been 3 days since my food ran out. I couldn't even find Kiriko-san in the end. Is this how I die? Alone? Wasting away?
Excuse me. Are you okay?
This is why Megabee's so good too. Right here.
Oh. Never better.
Was that your stomach? I know.
What's this?
I bought too much of this at lunch. It's yakisoba-pan.
Yakisoba-pan? I can have this?
If you'd like.
The only thing that bums me out is that I do want to get. I wish we could get the better remix version that's coming out stateside. I originally wanted to do Nocturne after with that version because I think getting Raido instead of Dante is cooler. But at the same time, it's disingenuous because the version we got in America is the version with Dante, so I should honor that.
Delicious. How could anything so delicious exist in this world?
This is a world worth fighting for. This is a sandwich that will pierce the heavens.
I wanted to savor the taste, but I practically inhaled that whole piece.
But now you have the strength to walk forward into the future, the strength to stand up for the convictions you believe in, and the strength to pilot a Sentinel. Yeah.
This should be good.
He's the best boy, and she is +1 point because she is the Yakisoba
I
Pawn
can't
Angel.
believe I got the last one.
Some dirt eating a wrapper too. Yeah, you know, maybe it's one of those edible wrappers, but it's just that delicious. So delicious, even a wrapper comes in is just divine.
Now, time to finally enjoy my...
Fine.
Do you want half of this yakisoba pan?
See, this is another reason why he's so damn good. Even though this is the food that has saved his life and saved the future, and he loves it, he's still willing to share.
Well, if you're sure.
You really are a nice guy, Hijiyama-kun.
Takatoshi's the best.
Okay, time to dig in. Fantastic. This is
Fantastic.
This is the taste that saved me. I have to thank the Yakisoba Pawn Angel. If I ever see her again, I need to thank her personally. No, wait. I did meet her. But when? Good grief.
Good grief. Speaking of Charlie Brown, I hope you guys have a very Charlie Brown Christmas. That's one of the films that I never get tired of seeing. I can relate so much to it.
You're still going to keep trying then?
Of course.
Is it possible he really doesn't know anything?
There's still residual data in there from the switch. If I can figure out who's sending out the signal, then maybe I can stop it, or even control it.
Where are you going now?
The convenience store near the station. You haven't eaten since noon, right? I'll go get us some snacks. Help change things up. Any requests?
Yakisoba pan.
So much for changing things up. Haven't you tried anything else from this time?
Don't make fun of me. I like plenty of foods. I
just happen to choose that
one.
one.
Of them yet. That's all.
Wow. Can't argue with that logic.
I can't go that way after all. Oh, the door's open. Maybe I'm supposed to go in here. Maybe not.
Huh? Who's there?
Oh, hey.
A female student? What is she doing out so late? More importantly, what's she doing here? Wait, have we met somewhere?
Oh, that's weird.
She's the girl who saved me. She's the Yakisoba Pawn Angel.
See, even past amnesia, the love of his sandwich has allowed him to overcome that adversity.
Excuse me.
That is the power of the yakisoba pond.
Please wait. I'm afraid the second floor isn't quite,
I'm sorry.
Ah, that sucks. At least she got better. Her aim's better, and she doesn't give a speech before she shoots.
Angel.
He's trying to remember. I have to remember Yakisoba Pond. I'm losing all my memories, but I have to remember Yakisoba Pond. I have to remember. Don't forget. Whoa. We don't get to continue a story at all until we get 8 characters at over 80%. Brutal. That must mean he's very important towards the end. Like Goto, who I hear from Gyoga and others that his path reveals a lot of stuff to endgame. Alright, let's rock and roll. Ooh, a boss fight in the middle, huh? Oh, that's right, it's that gladiator. Alright, so Goto needs to be on. He's on. It sucks that he has no AoEs. Okay, so here's what needs to happen. So we need 4 people. So Goto's on. If Goto's on, then... Cool place. You tried wings today and they're delicious. You got the barbecue wings. Barbecue is a great place to start, but that's the beauty about barbecue. There are so many different types of barbecue. I can go on and on about that. That might be something we talk about tomorrow.
Let's go. Is Drew?
I'm there.
Alright, so here's something I think we should do. I think we should upgrade these, because these get work done. Interceptors for sure, because it just helps. Oh, that's interesting. Gravity missiles condenses everybody around. I don't think we're gonna throw Shu out there though. We probably should throw Shu there. Oh wait. She's the lowest level? Really? At 11? Hmm. Sentry guns are too good. That is absolutely worth it. I feel like I should increase... I don't know. who are we taking in? I say because we're gonna have a Sentinel, we need a dude who can deal harsh damage. So Neji's gonna be our man who's throwing the punches out there. She's gonna be our main sniper. And she does also have missile range. Now, anti-ground hunter missile was very good. And it's also armor piercing. But missile rain is really good too, if it's her ultimate ability. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you missile rain. And we're gonna get you a better heavy railgun. Alright, UF flare torpedo and organized interceptors +2. I think it's good. But we should only have maximum of 4. Okay, I'm gonna have her out because I think if we're gonna fight a boss, shield is gonna help. So we'll have these 2 G4s. You're gonna throw down the missile rain. Nobody has a sentry gun though, which sucks. But we do have 2 flare torpedoes going around and interceptors. So we're just gonna go with that. Demolisher blade, we're gonna upgrade you for sure. Alright, let's roll with this. Goto's on the team, roger. We have 4 units active, roger. And don't die. Let's do it. Shadows, you eat wings like 4 or 5 times a week. I believe it. I know that for a fact.
Daimos signatures. Look there. Warning. Daimos signatures approaching. Preparing to intercept. Initiating tactical
I'm not so mad, Golden Playhouse, about Persona 5 Royal only making a 3rd round, because that's the fan poll. The fan poll is not the official poll. It literally doesn't matter. It's just a popularity vote. It's like voting for prom queen and king. It doesn't matter at all. People are putting an amount of precedence on it that has no impact. It literally doesn't matter. Now, what is a travesty is that for some strange reason, Last of Us Part 2 was nominated for Best Soundtrack and not Persona 5 Royal. That is shady.
When we attempted to deploy automated Sentinels, they behaved as if they were Daimos. During the battle at Sector 2, Units 1 to 11 were being remotely controlled by me.
You piloted 11 units by yourself? At the same time?
I mean, it's no big deal. Just that good.
Efficient, and the D-forces were clearly influencing their processes and abilities.
And that's why we directly control them now. Too many problems with automation.
I thought they were destroyed in that battle.
I don't know if it's that simple.
Juro, what do you mean by that?
Look, they're coming. They seem like pretty heavy units. And they've even got the composite ceramic armor.
So they're close quarters Daimos frontliners now. If we don't shut them down, the terminal won't last.
Marfa, the Persona series has such great OST. It really does. All the Persona games have a good soundtrack. They all represent. Don't sleep on any of them. They all have a good soundtrack. Okay, an enemy Sentinel nullifies all attacks that inflict damage of 300 or lower. No problem. I was gonna go for the high priority attacks anyway. We go hard. You must destroy 7 gladiators. Wow, that's actually a lot. I thought we were gonna face 1. Okay, let's do this. Alright, first things first. There was shield up on everyone.
Initiating shield.
Thanks. What's optimal? How's this?
Gotta keep my spirits up.
Alright, let's start big. That's actually a huge range. Holy smack. That range is massive. But yeah, let's open up with that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we're gonna invest in missile rain in the future. That seems like a good investment.
Stay on guard. Backup deployed. No point overthinking it.
Alright, boy. Get out there and start messing them up. Can I get a back attack? Yes, I can.
Let's do this. Take it.
Nice.
Confirm termination of Gladiator Daimo's signature.
I won't give up. I've got you now. Got it.
What do I do?
Which way are you facing? Okay, if I can't see your arrow, that means you're facing towards me.
Die already. Got him.
Get wrecked.
Confirm termination of Gladiator Daimo's signature.
There's only 5 enemy Sentinels left.
Warning. Daimo signatures approaching. Enemy in range.
I knew they were gonna come from that side.
Initiating tactical analysis.
We can't afford to hold anything back.
Wasn't planning to.
Don't try to take them down by yourself. Stay in close formation and rely on your allies.
There's still hope. Take that. Yes.
What's optimal? Backup deployed.
Gonna be okay. Definitely.
$350 is a lot. Alright. EMP, shut these guys down.
Hold up. How's that?
I'll try.
Hold on. Golden Playhouse, I hate how people think the reason why we hate it is because of a character dying. Well, to be honest, that is the reason for why a lot of people hate it. They just can't get past that fact. They absolutely can't get past that fact. But that's just a portion of people. There are other flaws in the game, including how the story is told, like I said in my review, but the main reason people hated it from the moment the spoilers dropped is because of that reason.
Right.
It is that shallow. So if I EMP them, do they still have their shields on? I don't think it disabled shields. Are those drums? I think those are drums. Alright. Yeah, those are mines. That's bad. This guy's constantly ruining it. Oh, shield generator unit. Let's get the hell of this guy out. Get out of here, guy.
Here comes the pain. Yeah, there it goes.
I already disliked Last of Us 1 due to the ending. I was never impressed with The Last of Us. To me, I always thought it was highly polished mediocrity. It was always just an average game. but clearly it attached to so many people. But to me, I think it attached to people who, sorry not sorry, you just have low standards for good storytelling. You just have low standards. I'm not saying that your opinion of it, like it impressing you, is good. I am, however, saying that I'm willing to bet you do not have a diverse pool of story-focused games to where if that impresses you, oh boy, there's a whole bunch of games that can wreck your emotions even more.
Here we go.
Warning. Dymo signatures approaching. Enemy in range.
Looks like we have 3 more on the way.
Just watch.
Oh no! I think they were in through.
That's a lot of dudes.
They ought to be used to fights by now. Chew on this. Got him. Take it. That all you got?
Warning. Dymo signatures approaching. Enemy in range.
I know. Shit. Okay.
That should be all of them. Everyone, keep at it.
Target on
What to do? Gotta keep it together. Let's go, Natsuno.
Oh, he blocked the other ensuing damage? I did not know they could do that. That is problematic.
How's this?
Take that.
That easy.
Like any other Pokemon. Good. I'll try.
You are getting too close for comfort.
Come on. Got him.
Nice.
Confirmed termination of Gladiator Dymo signature.
4 to go.
Is that easy?
Within enemy threat range.
They're after me now, then.
Within enemy threat range.
Backup deployed.
Gotta do something. Just watch. Get it.
Thanks.
We will not lose.
Everybody's actually okay.
Did I?
Hit. Okay. What now?
Are you really facing me? Oh, no way. Which way are you facing? That's not back attack? Okay, whatever. I guess we're working with this.
Class is in session. Get bent. That's it.
Confirmed termination of Gladiator
Nice.
Dymo signature.
Okay.
Just 3 more. Don't let your guard down.
This is why we put +5 Demolisher Blade. That's a lot of self-destruction.
Win.
I'm gonna throw a fresh shield on you guys.
Initiating shield.
Thank you. They ought to be used to fights by now.
God, I wish you could just back up and knock these guys back.
Chew on this. Get bent. That's what you get.
Gonna be okay. Definitely. Gotta do something. Here you go.
Here's the plan.
Gotta keep it together.
Alright, lock and load.
Now then.
with all the damage he's doing with Demolisher Blade, he's literally paying for the cost of it. It's so cool. He's basically getting free Demolisher Blades. You see, like all the energy he put into the cost of the attack, one-shotting the enemy unit brings all that energy back. It's like a free, just ultimate attack.
What now?
I like you cut G, but you're out.
Confirmed termination of Gladiator Daimo's signature.
Now, the last one.
Stay on guard. Backup deploy.
You're gonna be okay. Definitely. Get it! I'll get him!
What do I do?
Get out of here.
That all you got?
Confirmed termination of Gladiator Daimo's signature. Aegis activated. Terminal closure complete.
Unfortunately, it looks like I was right. Those weren't captured Sentinels. These Sentinels' ID codes were all 3 digits. They were newly created as Deimos units.
They're adapting.
They were the same type as the number 12I pilot.
Edison was the one who put the first gens together. I just helped out. The auxiliary stuff was from my design, like the EMPs and the anti-air flares. But these things were never meant to have a direct pilot. The original spec had them all automated.
Playhouse, you were in my recommendation. I also subbed to you and liked the video. Thank you so much.
That also means it's
That
got a
also gives
more
me faith that
unstable
hopefully the
connection to its
recommendations are
pilot.
going to the right people.
We had to put a limiter on its functions.
So
I really
its
hope
true
it
power
was
is being restrained.
it was not my
What happened
overly
if that laser
elegant
came off?
but simple
You get a huge
thumbnails
boost in
that attracted you. Like,
maneuverability,
this is different.
it'll
This is
put
not a
an
guy who
incredible
puts his
strain on
face
the
in a
pilot,
shocked
too.
expression
A small
with a
price for
clickbait
new
title
power
and a giant
and nothing
red
a true
arrow
son
pointing
of
to a
man
circle
can't
on something
handle.
and insulting my
Sounds like it might have
intelligence.
its advantages anyway. I'll have to let
I hope you
Sekigahara and
appreciate
Ogata
that
know.
art.
No more enemies, right?
Wow, we spent so much energy on that fight, but you know what? It was worth it.
That really was a workout.
It was a workout. Good job. Excellent work, team. Return to base. I like how we had combo attack star for 2,000 plus combo. Yeah, we're gonna invest in Missile Rain. Missile Rain is a great opener. 350 is expensive, but totally worth it. That thing's AoE spread was massive. It cleaned up. And you know what? I didn't notice anything, the performance drop whatsoever. That must be the power of the PS4 Pro. If this was a Slim, I might be concerned, but clearly the PS4 Pro can handle it. Around the world in 30 kilometers, or across the world 30 kilometers. Well, I don't think we got that event because it's clearly locked. Alright, so we got the last boss battle we could do anyway, so we have to do story locks next time. We did a good balance. We unlocked a lot of people. Although apparently we're only still at 38%. Still, we're getting better. I think we were at 26% when we started, and we got to 38%. We're getting there. Alright, let's save. there's not really going to be a follow-up discussion / rant because I think I got it all out in the very beginning. Just talking about how lame Big House is with Smash and how they're trying to emotionally manipulate people into an angry fervor when all they should have done was just admit that they did something wrong, and as they honestly should. And I'm glad Ludwig is doing this, but Big House needs to apologize, admit that they did wrong, and do a charity tournament or something of the kind to show good faith, because they burned a bridge and they're not getting it back. And those idiots who resigned from Splatoon 2, yeah, say goodbye to your sponsorship. I hope dying for an illegal mod on Smash Melee was worth it. Idiots. Because there's one thing to, like, stand up for what you believe in, but if what you're standing up and believing in is a false cause because of somebody else's ego, man, you really need to re-examine where you're dying in your trenches. That's okay. Okay. Alright, next thing. I'm working on a couple of side scripts right now, so we'll see what comes up for the rest of this week. Other than that, everyone have a great night. We'll pick this up again on Sunday Squad for more 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Thank you so much everyone who gave tips, so much everyone who engaged in the discussions, all the new faces jumping in, and everyone listening to my rants and not getting driven away. Thank you all so much, hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next battlefield.